Welcome to PRX versus VCT Americas. Santiago. One team, 3 Americas noobs. Hello, Mega. Hello, Gaiamorix. Bro, my eyesight's so bad. Opalescences. I apologize if you guys can hear Michael Jackson. My neighbor is blasting Michael Jackson right now. The last song was a banger. This one I don't like very much. Hello, Exact, tat. Tat was taken, and then tat. What is that? Tat was taken, and then tat says hello. Now Jonah P and Dean would have been picked up. Which free agents do you think would be good pickups for any teams that get them? If Ye is put on Chamber and he doesn't speak, he would be very good. What do you feel about PRX versus NRG rematch? I have no thoughts. Hello, Fish's Wishes. Right, we're gonna go straight into some BBL. BBL. Do I read through YouTube chat? Do I read YouTube chat? No, I don't. Oops. Hello? Who has better mechanics, me or Poster? Are you serious? Are you serious? Obviously me.
Global event, but they are surrounded by pitfalls, one of them being this young Turkish.
Why is no one talking about Shy though? What's the 6-7 about? It's you have to be subbed. You have to be subbed to get this bad boy. Hello, Cutting Crew. Okay, we're gonna be looking closer at BBL. Why are they sucking on Pro?
If you got rid of the HUD elements right now, if you didn't know what the teams were, what the players were, you'd be able to know this is BBL versus NRG straight away. All right.
Why would you be able to know?
In terms of the ideas they present, I'm telling you, if you got rid of the
oh, I see what he means. I see what he means.
You'd be able to know this is BBL versus NRG straight away. All right, Santiago.
Mid pistol, 5A pistol. I feel like BBL are fine.
We go. NRG with a distinctive double initiator look. On this map, as was mentioned earlier, crucial for denying those op lines, but first things first is the pistol. Already testing the A side as a stealth drone comes through. Rose with a recon ready to go. Cyber cage, Marta skirted around the outside of it, steps in. It's
why? You don't need to flood. Against this composition, I feel like against this composition, I understand trying to isolate the dive, but like I feel like there's no need to like flood in, really. You have control of all of the important parts on the A side. You will be gifted frags, I feel like, here. If you wait. I said they flood in. Their own cages block them, so that half their team cannot even see what's going on, and the other half the team is just running into 5 people. Poor pistol round from BBL.
With not angles.
Last time we saw him on Pearl here in Santiago.
Very nice. And it's only all that many bullets to get the 3 kills that he has on the board, Mitch.
He's being hit to step up now, Loida, of course. Just trying to imply. NRG with a pretty healthy bonus, all things considered.
And now as we head into the real buy rounds. Definitely want to call upon a point that Josh was making on the desk.
How far do you think BBL make it this Masters event?
Outlaw op abuser globally right now. That's his bread and butter.
They could still make top 4.
More difficult for him.
It can be a lot more difficult now. But... So BBL, it's a very awkward first round macro. NRG's buy is very good. But half armor, that's kind of hilarious. It's kind of hilarious. Their economy game is so funny. Look at how much economy they have. And then they also got half armor.
Maybe put into this A side. Should be able to.
It's so frustrating that, like, whatever NRG are doing with their economy is basically what teams need to copy. He's got 5k on first gun round and he's got a fucking Odin. Like, what? They can buy probably 2 more times. Like,
but again, it's been talked about how.
Okay, BBL's opening defense is Yoru A main, Astra passive, Neon passive. Yoru is solo, slightly aggressive. Like it, I don't really see intentionality here. I'm not seeing like this, like nothing's like striking me here on the defense side. Like if you were to name this up, I don't even know what you would name it. There's no name for it. You know what I mean? Like usually be like, oh, A main take, or Yoru plays B long, or you know what I mean? Like there's no name for this setup. It's a very weird setup. There's no intentionality to me. Lovers Rock solo. Like this is the kind of setup you throw about round 7. Once you've understood the conditioning from the enemy and you've got a read, then maybe you could do something like this. But like first gun round is kind of crazy. Just solo. I guess it's using the camera. It's like a A main trap. But like it's very spread.
Between Lovers Rock and Mata, who tries to peek out this, but now the space is going to be acquiesced as NRG have postured themselves up.
And now again we got Senqueta shit happening. We got nothing. We got a camera on A main.
In mid.
It's another slow start here in terms of that plaza position for NRG. As a group, we see them.
Even with the info BBL has, full B long info, not the best info line. Like we did the best info line here would be like down here or up here, obviously. But we have enough info to know that NRG aren't B, and with that we're still 3B side right now. I mean, this guy's gonna get across in time though. But then we're stuck. We got no art control at all. We have no real presence on A. So we've essentially red carpeted art, and we're gonna red carpet A main.
This looks to be much the same.
Lovely little structure from NRG. Diving in, like I love seeing little crunches on art. Like if you can maintain art in post plant, get a nice little open plant if you can, then you got 2 great spots to post plant from. So it's a bit of an old school strat. Used to have teams like running this way. I like the waylay version of this. Lovers Rock gets a spam through smoke, it looks like. So now they flood back in, backfill the space. If they're able to get past this smoke, I think that's probably a good idea. They should be able to read that it's probably heavy out right now. I would risk this. I wouldn't be risking this. Really stupid from Kraven. Really stupid. Like, it doesn't make any sense. He's just making a solo play. The Yoru's not able to help because he's trying to watch his back. The server is solo, so it's like it's not like you're gonna get a crunch here. Really stupid from Kraven. What is that YouTube thumbnail? What do you mean? Is it just a picture of me? Is it just a picture of me? It just uses my profile picture on YouTube if you're talking about that.
Thinking about a pivot. Mid is essentially clear. BBL have no purchase there. So we're gonna
I don't like. So he called it the EMEA Pro Trap. It's not a very good fucking trap though, is it? I think because I actually get viewers on YouTube nowadays, I'll have a look at my YouTube stuff at some point and figure out thumbnails and that shit.
Pivoting over towards this
But
B-side,
right now
Loiter
I'm
has
in
had no reason to
Santiago
leave
watch
back
VOD
calls,
review
and
back.
Lovers Rock off the teleporters. Going to be here in time to support, despite the low HP. The teleporters pivoting over.
Have no out. Now NRG
Had no reason to leave back halls, and Lovers Rock pivoting over towards this B-side. Loiter has had no reason to leave back halls, and Lovers Rock off the teleporters.
Just let them walk out, apparently.
Going to be here in time to support, despite the low HP.
out of the picture already. LaRock
Okay, good
Lovers
shutdown. Should be easy.
Massively influential on coming through. Found themselves congested in arc.
Same again. Same idea. 1, 1, 1, 1. Don't understand what BBL are doing. They're not fighting for this control. They're basically taxing. They're trying to tax you two, I guess, with the Euro. But if they know NRG are doing this, why don't they actually try and get a deep line? I don't really understand Neon's job. I don't really get their intentions.
NRG can definitely do that around the Tejo, but Lovers Rock doesn't want to give things
Solo A main push again. I might as well skip the VOD. If this is how BBL are gonna play this map, I'm utterly disappointed. I actually wanted this team to do well. And once again, we see the game plan of just flooding in immediately. The Neon wall was kind of cute. I kind of vibe with it. But it feels so desperate. Like we feel like BBL seem to like. It's weird to have a team that's like got such a high win rate on this map. Like, it feels like they're desperate for kills here. They have full art control. All NRG has is A main control. There's no pressure to like have to find these frags for BBL. You can let the bomb come to you a little bit here. This wall is full spammable. At the worst, if they start getting this plant down, you just spam them a little bit. Like, you're gonna get huge amounts of chip damage or free kills if you just let them walk at you here a little bit. Like I said, they feel like they're trying to bring in the fire to NRG in this situation. Hey Sender, thank you for the sub. I appreciate it. I appreciate it a lot. Profile like nerves? No, like everything I'm saying has nothing to do with nerves. It's everything to do with their subs. Do you watch the matches fully before you VOD review them? No. Why do teams love the jump bait thing and other guy peeks? Because it does work sometimes. And there is logic to it, I just don't like it. I actually banned bind all 3 series before this one. Thoughts on BBL take a team A and banning it instead? It was very stupid. Yeah, I think that veto was kind of silly. The thing is that sometimes in the veto, your veto looks stupid sometimes, but if you know the 3 maps that are coming up are maps that you want anyway, then sometimes you can make stupid decisions. If you think the NRG are gonna make you get the maps that you want anyway, then it's fine. But it means that you have a different idea of what your map pool is at than your opponent at that point, if you know what I mean. If you know what I mean. It's like you're letting your opponent have what they want, but secretly you're thinking, yeah, but we want this. Like, it's better for us. It's a bad veto, for sure. But we've had that situation before where we've like played a team and we're like, we actually don't really care what we ban because we're gonna get the 3 maps we want, no matter what.
Nice little map. And then BBL on right side, maybe lose space to
Minamata and Scuba.
Yeah,
Back America's G. Out of that, nothing to write home about.
By the way, just
Finger and Bulldog in the mix, but outside of that, nothing to write home about.
By the way, just of note, 5 rounds into a BBL game and we haven't seen Lovers Rock with a scoped weapon.
No outlaw, no
That's crazy.
might be a sort of a sense that it's not the best use of credits against this comp with NRG's double initiator.
We will be seeing it in the future, though. Krebin still has 4K in the bank, so imagine that's going to be coming up the next round as BBL pivot over towards this B side. Definitely
It's just an eco round.
the gamble after order.
Still, the spray is good. LaRock is out of the picture, and Ethan's going to surge ahead on the site. There makes
BB of defense.
then by Krebin.
And now BBL, it looks like they want to go for this aggro A fight. They have LaRock there. With
I mean, they're going aggro A, but without the Yoru. I don't understand why they're going aggro A. You're going aggro A, like, this typical sub right now would be, like, the way that you would play the sub would be like this, right? If you wanted to fight A, I want to see what their decision making is after this, though, right? If you wanted to fight A, you would bring your Yoru here. You'd put the gate crush here, and you'd have the Yoru support at the start of the round, and then you just TP away immediately after, and you don't really lose any value. The only value you're losing is losing this line potentially. But if the intention of your round is to fight for A main and win it, then you have to do this up. If your intention of the round is to fight A main and win it, you can't get away with just a Neon and a Sova. That's just not consistent. And it doesn't use your Yoru value at all. Like, your Yoru isn't getting the value it can as an agent if you're not using it to do stuff like this.
Up on the other side of the map. Yeah, it goes past all these stars. Wants to fight. Mata Rose.
Like, if they consistently can get away with this, then that's crazy. I don't think that just because they get the 5v4 here that this is correct.
Smoke, though,
If NRG literally did a full A main take there, which they've been doing most of the time, I think they would just fuck them up there. I do like the fact that we do see Levers Rock going up into a deeper line. Like, this is quite nice. Astro can then start peeling away towards B-Link. And then these three have a solid A hold.
they can just relax. They don't have to fight any more aggro than that. Look at the B control they have on account of the Lovers Rock there. Things are looking good for BBL to get a second on the board.
I like the holding mid, right? No kill.
The problem is that I don't hate them leaving middle fully, but I want to see, if you're a team that leaves this fully on defense, you have to have options around it. I would, the fact that we've now left a Neon solo and then we're playing fucking two backside, I think is wrong. I think we need two people here now. Play to contain this space. Have one player back here that's able to contain the CT kind of the walkthrough, be able to like help the back of site, even rotate across here. Probably even best to just do what I keep saying, where like you just leave two people here, have this guy rotate across watching the water thing, and have this guy like move across a little bit. But because this guy has a deep line, I think it's fine. Like, this guy could even play like here right now, and then fall back to like this position, and then just hold B long together. Basically, like, because they have these forward map control spaces, they can do interesting things on the map. But instead, they're not going to. They're going to play. They're going to be very inefficient here, I think. If you think this is such an aim-heavy meta, why is China not performing? Because China is like, if we had top trumps card for like each region, the stats for China would be like, their aim would be like 85, and then the other things would be like 50. And it doesn't matter, like there still are points on the card that are relevant. It's just that this is the most important stat right now, but everything else, there's a giant gap. Whereas in other regions, it's like, oh, 80, 80, 80, you know what I mean?
Turret or alarm bot means NRG can sort of start to take up this part of the map. Thrust forward.
That drone from Ethan really makes it seem like NRG could be scaling through R, trying to get over towards that A side again.
They're lost. They're completely lost.
Seem like NRG...
They're lost completely. They don't know what they're doing. Look at this rotation. They had A main control. They had B long control. They've given up both, and now they're just playing completely lost.
Over towards that A side again. Some exploration towards B. But still a minute on the clock. NRG don't feel any time pressure to try and accelerate toward the map.
And now just playing a 2-1-2 passive setup, which is fine. It's not the worst setup I've ever seen, but given the context that they had full control of A main and B main, this is a very bad protocol. They didn't use the fact that they... Oh my god. That's crazy.
That wall is not quite as permeable as Brock was perhaps hoping, but Rose actually might want to follow this up. Can he catch him unaware?
That's also funny.
Just around the corner, takes damage.
That's also funny. That's the most fucking Looney Tunes. That's the most Looney Tunes shit I've ever seen, man. Droning through this hole is crazy.
We're gonna go for this.
Going for the spam is crazy. Rose then getting annoyed and then just re-pushing the hole. That's suicide. And then getting spammed there is nuts. Yeah, I mean China's aim isn't better than any other region. I agree. But they're at least on equal playing field to some degree.
If you want to step into the Proctagon, Rose.
What are your predictions correct score for BBL versus Fiorelator for your parlay? You said the quiet part out loud, my friend. You said the quiet part out loud. I am never going to give any predictions ever again to a chatter, given that you've helped me realize that you've said the quiet part out loud. You bunch of degenerate idiots. The irony here is that I'm not even, like, a good person to ask. If you don't have an opinion on it, you shouldn't be betting. Like, if you don't have an opinion on who's going to win or lose, and don't have your own idea of, like, what the odds should be, you probably shouldn't be betting.
And here's the attempt at a stall, but on the side come NRG. Kiko felt early, but it's going to get trade out. Yoru's out of the picture, and so the op is dropped. It's Kreven from NRG. Kiko felt early, but it's going to get...
Okay.
Catch him unaware. Better get up early if you want to step into the
I don't know why Lover's Rock is using his Euro ult here. Like, we know there's a lot of people here already. Rose has communicated there's probably quite a few people. I think. He can hear movement here. So then Lover's Rock uses his ult to kind of reconfirm that info. I guess it 100%s it for us. Yeah, we should be fine here. The problem is because we've given up this B line, now BBL might think that NRG have someone here. Fuck me. Because we've given up this, but in this situation, obviously what we feel as a viewer is that these two players should be able to just completely just isolate all their attention towards B-Link. And if they're able to do that, they win the round. If they, for whatever reason, are worried about B-Long right now, they might lose this round due to poor positioning. Why didn't he just break the reveal? So, I mean, they did hide here to stop being shot here, and then they are hiding their attention away from B-Long, whilst also they have pretty good angles, so it's not the worst. But if they actually had info B-Long right now, they would just be in really good spots, like better positions, instead of being like tucked in. And then I don't know what Loiter's doing here. Loiter basically got recon, so he's worried here. I think this Loiter's positioning is the decision he makes here is because he's worried about B-Long. Like, watch. He runs back into elbow, and then he's completely late to support Lover's Rock. And by the time he peeks, Lover's Rock is dead, and they haven't got a crossfire. I would be fucking livid if I was Lover's Rock right now. I'd be like, bro, you were stood here. Why are you not helping me? I think Loiter could have just got back in the smoke, baited Lover's Rock, and then peeked out of smoke on timing. And he should be peeking out of smoke on timing too. These kind of little decisions in this meta about how to play these kind of crossfires are basically the kind of thing you need to break down as an analyst nowadays. Because this is the kind of shit that's like winning or losing games. And BBL here fucked up. It all stemmed from not having this line. They're now scared of like peeking out and using angles that get shot from here. And now, yeah, Loiter doesn't suit the recon, gets spotted here. And they just don't connect up at all. Like, this should be a very strong crossfire. You got a triangle crossfire. And instead what happens is Lover's Rock is the only person doing anything. I don't think this will work again. This all stems as well, like the macro at the start of the round I wasn't a big fan of. Okay, eco now. I'm not really going to watch the eco. Are BBL getting any Cypher value on the map? They should be. Surprised to say BBL players and coaches saying they deserve to win the series. What was Saicho saying? But actually, what was Saicho saying? Oh, saying the same thing about the crossfire. Oh, okay. That's kind of fun. I enjoyed the fact that, like, things that I'm saying, you know, it doesn't surprise me that things that I'm saying are also things that, like, get said. Yeah. That's nice to know. I think it means two things. The cocky version of me is like, that's really cool. Sideshow has some good takes. And then the non-cocky version of me is like, oh, that's cool. Like, I could say that on like a global desk and like people would actually like think that's valuable.
Forced into the timeout now. Things have really gotten out of hand early. Look, a team that's obviously new to the stage, but the way they speak about being here, it's maxed out confidence.
Hey, Sideshow could coach a team. I don't remember what my take was. I don't remember my take. I think Sideshow has the best kind of in-game nerdiness and the talent team. Which team surprised you the most as Masters? Honestly, probably Furia.
It looks like they want to go back
In a way.
to the A fight here.
Look at this Astro util. It's everywhere. Straight away, Mane goes in for a bit of info.
So again, we see once again Yoru just 2 fighting A. 2A fighting, Cypher kind of baiting a little bit. I don't understand why you would want your Yoru starting here in the sub. It's just pray you win the fights. Lovers Rock has done nothing. Just he's got a $5,000 telescope right now. Watching the stars at Belong. Again, like when I'm criticizing these kind of things, I'm not criticizing Lovers Rock himself. Like, I'm criticizing the setup and the coaching staff for like having the structure and like the team, not Lovers Rock, you know? Before any Turkish people clip farm me.
That 1-for-1 is just not going to be enough. Now the NRG tries to continue this pace. Yeah, that Cosmic Divide is going to cut the site in two so they can get into the front safely. Kreven has that, you know, little cubby to be able to try and spam a planter from Crazy from Lovers Rock.
Cut out of the bag, they're all about the shorty play. Kreven caught out as well, looks like that was likely spammed, yep, into that dugout corner.
Wow, they definitely not expecting the peak from top default coming through the wall, that's crazy.
Spike is losing first, not planted yet. Still a bit for NRG to work with, the Oracle's brought, he's at large. With that Odin, it's lockdown time from a safe position, Pico never sets up.
Lovers Rock opportunity in this 2 versus 3 to stamp his name on the server. So to show people globally why he's been such a star in EMEA.
Back into the side very quickly, though. That Nebula will be recalled. Lovers Rock wants an angle on Broken. Oh, that's a crucial shot to be missing.
Good morning, Brad.
Thought about the shorty play, but again, constantly canvas.
I don't think Seja hates Paper X. I think the reality is that there's a style that Paper X plays that Sideshow probably didn't vibe with, and then you kind of inevitably have to give the respect to that team and look at them a bit closer. And I think he probably did with the videos he's made since. Isn't fighting on the same A main with Cypher having kind of a bad setup? Yeah. I would agree with that too. Like, playing for an aggro setup with your sense... Playing... Basically, the way that I would very quickly describe this is like playing in front of your center utility. It doesn't really make sense. You're not really getting the value. Like, the intention here, right, for this setup is we fight. It's an A main fight. Like, if I was to name this a setup in Fnatic, I'd be like, this is our A main fight. Like, we're gonna do our A main fight setup, right? And so what we're trying to look for is to win the battle for A main. And so we're either going to fight the fucking bitter death, and it's going to be low numbers after that, or we're going to secure A main, leave someone here, and then get to rotate the other side of the map. And in that instance, having your Cypher utility behind someone who's got a deep info line makes 0 sense. And the other thing is it makes 0 sense because we have all of this space on the map that we could be getting information on, passive information on. Instead, we have all our passive info tools behind our fight. Now, it does make sense to play the Cypher behind your little push sometimes if you're like going for an in and out. Like maybe like you're going for a Euro oop shot, getting away, and then you got a Cypher set behind. That's okay. But like consistently having two fighting deep, and then your Cypher's just like kind of baiting behind with a bunch of util tools, you might as well not be playing Cypher. The thing about Sideshow's take on Paper X with the Toronto thing is that I was thinking about this yesterday. At least he had the balls to make a strong opinion. I don't think Sideshow's the kind of person to literally just like I think Bren would admit like sometimes on Plat Chat he's doing a bit of a bit, but like I don't think Sideshow's ever really doing a bit. And so like he's not a stupid person. And so like it would be interesting to hear him rationalize some of those takes that maybe didn't land. It's better to have an analyst who's willing to put their balls on the line than it is to have someone who's just like in the middle. Even if it is stupid. What's the most stupid thing I've said? I can't remember. Have I ever said anything really stupid? Any opinions that were really stupid? I think the hottest take I had was Heretics with Miniboo. Because they were like, on Deaths, like Yintu asked me like, I basically didn't foresee with double Judas becoming as strong as it was. And I was like, I don't think we can play double like Judas if Miniboo wants to stand the team kind of thing. And I was kind of wrong, but then they ended up kicking Miniboo, so it was like, I don't know. What's your take on BBL claiming they read and analyze the game? This is the thing. So if someone says, what's your take on BBL claiming they read and analyze the game better than anyone else when they clearly are not? I think this pro game was disgustingly bad from them so far. But what I will say is that like if I was not used to BBL's kind of way they carry themselves as a team and talk about themselves, I would probably be annoyed too if I was a different region. But the thing is that I've known BBL long enough as a team now and kind of watched their games long enough and watched their interviews long enough that it's just the way they are. Like they are like the most confident ego kind of team and players in the world. And like at a certain point, I think there's gonna be a lot of people who don't like that right now, slowly realizing that it's kind of fun. Like it's not like they're not just being like sore losers. They genuinely believe that they're just better than everyone else, and that's like exciting to me. Some of those sore losers who after a game say, "Oh, we just lost to ourselves," we were better. Like there is a lot of copium. I never believe it's copium at BBL. I think that they're kind of. I think that comment is stupid. Don't get me wrong. That comment is stupid. But like, who am I to like argue with them when like literally that bravado and ego and like level of self-confidence is what has probably got them here in the first place,
Not going to be enough. Now, do NRG try to continue this pace?
If they now like if after this event they then fool, if they then fool massively and like they keep losing and like they're clearly struggling and nervous or like any of those kind of things, then I would be looking to have a perspective shift on them. But until someone proves them wrong, I think they should carry that cockiness,
Is going to cut the site into
Like, who cares what a bunch of fucking VLR idiots think about you? Who cares what a bunch of people on Reddit or Twitter think about you if you genuinely say what you're believing?
So they can get into the front safely. Kraven has that, little cubby to be able to try and spam a planter from.
Side note, again, they are wrong, but I enjoy having a team doing that stuff, you know what I mean? It's just unfortunate that the average viewer hasn't been exposed to their kind of bravado yet. And so it's like annoying that like they lose their first game and that bravado doesn't quite land. You know what I mean?
He's loose in fairness, not planted yet. Still a bit for NRG to work with, though, and of course,
it's possible to buy a Patreon subscription if you live in Russia. Do you mean it's impossible to buy a Patreon subscription if you live in Russia? Are there not other ways to get around that? Hashtag NordVPN.
At large, with that Odin, it's locked
I don't know, bro. I have no idea.
Lovers Rock opportunity in this 2
I'm no sorry, I don't know.
His name on the server. Start to show people globally why
You
he's the
Nord.
star in
What's
EMEA.
Nord done? I mean, they're all fucking the same thing, aren't they?
Lovers Rock wants an angle on broken. Oh, that's a crucial shot to be missing. He'll have another crack at it though. Thought about the shorty play, but again, constantly canvassed by discontrol util. Is this A site in the post block?
Look at this 3-prong crossfire setup that NRG have now.
That's interesting, actually, because I wouldn't want someone not being able to purchase Patreon stuff. Like, I don't really care about, like, losing money. I care more about someone who actually wants the content.
There is a star on the site, but Scuba has to fight for it, and I think he knows. Here's a grab well. Lovers Rock gets it to half.
If me and Sticky were smart, we would just dump everything in a Google Drive. But the problem is I wouldn't want to just give out a Google Drive link that easily. But ultimately, we expect that stuff to get stolen and shared to some degree. But given the price point, it's too cheap for people to steal it, man. I mean, why doesn't it doesn't really feel hyped this round despite it being a 2v1? It's because the Astra ult. Oh, it's because he diffuses.
Out of the woods, though. It's a tactical round loss from NRG, perhaps, where they hit an ult out, kill everyone. And...
What type of content's on the Patreon? It's like Premier style playbooks. Some of them are like, some of the playbooks are very close to like what I'd suggest pro teams might start off with, the fundamentals. Some of it's a bit more gimmicky. Most of it's just trying to like get a Premier team to like think about strats and maybe run some strats and stuff, you know.
The loss bonus is reset, yeah. BBL are in serious danger still.
Yeah, and no ability for that scope weapon here for BBL.
So now on the flip side, when attack goes B with this setup, like they don't have anything to hold. They don't have the Cypher utility side of the map. They're not going to win this fight. They shouldn't win this fight.
BBL are in serious danger still.
They're on a weak side B long, trying to win a fight. Immediately TP out halfway across the map. Now we got an Astra solo for the next 15 seconds. If NRG slowed down, they might be able to rotate in time. But if NRG didn't slow down at all there, they are in against one player. Oh, look, he's dead. One person in, 2 people are in. But it's awkward. 3 people are now in. But it is a 5v4. If NRG played that methodically, they would just easy win that round. They still probably win this round. Yeah. BBL's defense on pro is not good right now.
But then jumps up, tries to get aggro, goes down. Maybe felt like there was gonna be pressure.
Can you make a Veto strat pack? If you're looking for Veto specific stuff, we did something Veto related that was pro, but it was like a bit more noob friendly. I would imagine Anders' stuff is a bit more like, the way I view Anders' Patreon is like a bit more refined. It's a bit more like bordering on, like a tier 2 team would be able to run Anders' playbooks and probably be very good. Ours is a little bit more like noob friendly to some degree. So it depends what you're looking for. If you're looking for like slightly deeper knowledge or slightly more cerebral stuff, then I would recommend Anders' stuff. If you're looking for like slightly easier stuff, then yeah, then ours is like more appropriate.
Might be stranded here on the A main side of things.
Basically, that we tried to what I tried to do at the Patreon is like we copy teams quite a lot. So like someone like Anders is basically he's gonna think by himself and think outside of the box from the teams, because teams are often not as smart as like him. Whereas like what we've done is basically stolen a lot of ideas from teams so that you get the example from a team doing it, if that makes sense. So you can kind of copy what a team is doing to some degree. So there's at least like a frame of reference for it that's a little bit, you know, easier to apply to your own game.
Just off the drone, tries to get a kill. but ultimately,
I think that BBL have played better pro games in the past. I don't remember watching the I didn't end up watching BBL versus Mates Pro. So I should have done that before this game. If maybe I've always played like this, then I highly doubt they always play this bad on defense. They must not play these subs. I think that General Mates' Pro genuinely was pretty good whenever I've watched it. I don't think it's a bad map for them. I don't think they should pick it, but General Mates' Pro is absolutely fine. What are your thoughts on Killjoy versus Veto versus Chamber on Pro? Veto's good if you really have a vision for it. Otherwise, I think Chamber is probably the best. Killjoy is like the most like safe, but honestly, I think one of the weaker options.
This whole circus of utility to make use of now. It's time for the Rock to attempt to ride the lightning. Special delivery would have...
Hello QTC. Hello Hadian. 4v5 post plant Amen. Gravwell, Teo Savos shock. It's hilarious.
They want to fight. They want to get something out of this round, extract some value, but here comes Brock straight through the corner of the wall.
The Neon
who's died in their head.
Just have simply not found their footing on.
Again, this sub makes no sense. Like if
Stage right now.
We're not using the Yoru value at all.
Lover's Rock is
We're never fighting B long.
back to the off.
We now like we're lucky that we can rotate fast because we just got a read. But if NRG was doing a B default here, we've now given up all of A main control. We're gonna give up R, we're gonna give up mid.
And finally he's able to put something on the board. That's Mata down.
Those in trouble, and that's the Astra down already.
BBL's defense here is rough. So now they've left all of this, and NRG now are going to start exploring the rest of the map, and we have no information.
Stickly now reduced. Behind this Nebula. Will he try and sell something here? He gets ahead of it.
I don't know what Scuba's doing. That's crazy.
There might be an option here for NRG to pivot.
Oh my
God. Scuba at least sell this further to BBL. They're buying every inch of it.
Oh my
God. Scuba the NRG looking for
just
conventional drift here for
BBL. They're here in time. Lovers Rock with a great shot to even the odds.
Conventional drift here for Lovers Rock.
What was the best way to counterplay NRG's attack? I would not even consider it. I wouldn't even consider it. I wouldn't even consider it countering their attack. What I would say would be, the question should be, the answer to that question is honestly just play good defense. NRG aren't doing anything particularly special. Like it's not like they're having to like they're playing quite well, but BBL are just basically not doing basic defense fundamentals right on this map. I wouldn't even get to the point where I'm talking about counterplaying NRG at this point. The narrative here is that BBL's defense is quite shit, and NRG are playing fairly decently attack. Sorry, some YouTube chatters are annoyed that I'm not responding to shit. How did you beat this comp? Feels like you can't play early space because of the drones or play post blocks to utility. You still can take, you can still go for map control. You tax their drones, and then their comp is very good for this map. I'm not gonna lie. I don't like the Waylay that much, but having these two on this map is, I think, maybe better than double duelist. I think it's one of the maps where like the double in the share, the double drones is very fucking strong. You still have to tax out the util. Very rarely do you see double drones teams being able to take both sides of the map, even with double drones. So you just basically say that if you take this side of the map, we'll take this side of the map. If you take this side of the map, we'll take this side of the map, you know? You still do that. At least try that. Like, I'm not saying BBL really do that. What they're missing is a good setup to allow them to take space in the correct positions and to be ready to hold the spaces they need to. They are basically playing a setup that has no intentionality and has no like reason to exist. Like, they're doing an A main fight setup that makes no sense. It has massive inefficiencies. And then they're not taking space on the map.
Versus one. No plant get Ethan quickly trying to get over towards the B side. Lovers Rock hedging his bets with a gate crash in that same direction. 25 seconds left in the round.
And he takes the gate crash right in time. Going to be posted on the angle. Oh my god! He goes down to the missile.
I'm only this brutal about them because I love them.
Quite possibly.
Like, I want BBL to win this tournament.
Until that point.
See, now, okay, now we're seeing some shit. Now this makes sense. Finally, round 12, the last round of the game is when the sub starts to make some sense. All of the conditioning we've done on A, now we've got a Cypher set up behind it, because we're actually secretly not going to play here, and boom, we have like a nice B-long fight. The problem here is it's not the best B-long fight in the world, but let's see what happens. We got no stars deep to help, because we've not been conditioning deep stars at all. So we essentially do have just a Yoru and a Neon bait with Astra trying to help. I think Astra probably on this box right now is probably better than playing behind in the smoke. To be honest, the drone doesn't get broken. They're both fucked. GG. They're fighting, yeah. It's like even when they do fight, it's not the best fight. They didn't, again, like, didn't have any stars conditioned to help with their fight. Look at the util volume that NRG has compared to BBL here. Stun did nothing. There's no stars to help at all. So what do we actually end up using? A clone. Our B long fight was a clone. Yeah, it's just, yeah. So that's what we talk about micro, like this meta being micro focused, right? If you compare the fights between each other, like there's no like the micro here is Yoru takes contact and then we get the Neon to bait bait. But they've not considered the fact that a Teo drone just fucks us up completely if we don't break it. They've not considered the fact that we've got no conditioning stars for B long ever, and therefore we can't help the fight with the Astra. Yeah, we got nothing, and then we get silenced, and then look at them. They got Gravwell, Recon, fucking Waylay ult coming in now as a reaction. Teo salvos, Killjoy Nano. Shock that. Do Yimi actually have no wins of Pro International last 2-3 years? I don't know. We won it in an off season versus a Japanese team, but we did almost lose. Like global event, I don't know.
That entire half, you had that star round from Lovers Rock with a 4K. Loida had that other great round, but outside of that, NRG.
Help you, sir.
Heading once decisive as they are, we can see that showcased if they.
Do you have to give up mid if you're trying to fight early? If you're trying to early fight extremities, yes, you give up middle. Generally, you don't have to give up the links completely, but generally speaking, this part of the map it's not the biggest. It doesn't really matter losing this. I think you need ideas around how to hold both of these, but you don't need to hold them every single round. Especially here, you don't need this. Like, if your team comes here, you should win. Like, it's not that difficult. Art is far more valuable than B-Link is. So, like, you kind of want ideas around Art. You want to be able to shut down B-Link just because some teams do struggle to B-Link stuff, but it should be pretty easy. But Art's the more complicated and more valuable part of the map. But yeah, in any fight, like even Split. On Split, you're gonna see, like, reasonably speaking, if you want to fight for an area of the map, you're probably gonna fight A with 3 people, right? You should then have Viper playing here and then an OB player, and you give up middle very easily. Like that's generally how fighting works. If you're gonna hard hold middle in this map, you're probably gonna give up A main to some degree. You're gonna play like offsite. You're gonna watch the space, but you're gonna give it up, right? This guy can be a bit more chill around here because he has fast flood, but this guy doesn't have any support, so he can't really play sight as easy. So these mistakes happen a lot where it's like, okay, their intention of the sub is to fight mid, It's a fight mid sub, right? And so the idea is that we win a mid fight. And so when I'm analyzing VODs, and I quickly see what the intention of the round is. If I see this player then playing a very, you know, aggressive position, with no way of getting out, and is susceptible to 5-man hits, and was likely to die, then I'm going to say the sub is bad, right? So that's one of the things I'm looking for quite a lot. One of the processes I'm kind of doing when I'm watching these VODs is like quickly analyzing defense intentions of the sub, and then seeing if the people and pieces around it make sense. And then I'm seeing after the fight is done, the first 5 to 10 seconds, like what do they do after that? How are the layers built behind it, you know? So yeah, BBL this game had a very big problem with the stuff that I'm saying there.
Get off to a start on this attack side.
I want to see if they can storm back into this half and capture the tempo of the game that NRG were in full control of when they were playing attack. Always taking A main, pushing through the links, or they were everywhere on the map.
I'll be watching every single morning. I VOD review. I don't watch party. I don't usually watch stomps as much. Like I'm more likely to skip stomps. I've been generally good. I've watched 90% of Santiago so far. I'll skip stuff if I'm tired and I can't be bothered. In this kind of match, I have to give BBL the respect that this is the first time they played and see what they're doing. They picked Pearl and lost. I need to see why. And I wanted to kind of explain why, and it was really obvious. They didn't have a very good defense side. There was no, they outread their opponent. They had very, if they genuinely outread NRG and had good preparation and knew what NRG were doing, then their answer to the problems that they saw were very poor.
Fast pivots back across the map.
Look at this heavy B-Link presence right now.
Oh, this timing.
Kreven's on the wiser. You might overswing into this if he's not careful. Tap down, saturated, still gets ahead for his trouble.
Yeah, that's not bad. 1-for-1 in the hinder, and that's going to allow the rest of BBL to just know they can take this A site for free, Chico.
And there's plenty of stall here. That Astro U2.
Look how, like, do you remember earlier when I said when BBL had 4 people here? And eventually you're going to get given a frag at some point. Look at what happens when you have 1 player on this side of the map. He's got given a frag. You're not always going to get given that frag, but like, if 1 player can find a 1 kill and no deaths, and you've got 4 players and you can't find that, then something's up.
For NRG, perhaps out of flower, yes! Loiter's going to be caught. Ethan across to the side now. What? Nasty work with the frenzy. That wasn't even close.
G2 fixed their issues too, so it was a stomp. I'm gonna put X. I'm gonna put an X to doubt on that one. I don't think G2 has probably fixed their issues one day. I'd be very surprised. When a team loses and then plays a much weaker team and wins and stomps them, most of the time it's just because they stomp them because they're better. But we'll have a look.
And from there, it's in that transitional period where BBL are trying to get their post plant set up, activated.
Could agents like Yoru or Chamber be positioned more aggressively as the one in those setups? Yes, I think it's a nice idea, especially when you're playing Chamber. I think with Yoru it's not as good, so that's a very good question. So let's actually break it down. Let's say we're gonna play like a fairly standard comp on this map, right? Let's go to these kind of agents. So you're probably gonna go here. Your fight mid's probably going to look like this. Now, the question is could the Yoru be one of the ones? I would argue that, like, if this was Chamber in this comp, you're probably getting rid of the Ray. Oops, sorry. You're probably getting rid of the Rays at that point. If you're doing the Chamber in this comp, you could go for... you could like swap it around a little bit and have like a Chamber playing like a very passive line and actually playing like the site and then getting his 1 and dipping out. Like that is a good option, to be honest with you. Those kind of ideas are very good. Like playing off, like Chamber gives you a lot of dynamic options because you can do this kind of style. You could go for like a more aggressive kind of thing. you could actually go for an aggressive peek at the start of the round and make it feel like there's aggression here, and then like this is secretly aggression too. Or like the more common idea would be that you just like go for the fight together, and you could have like a really, really aggressive thing happening, with like two players being aggressive. You know what I mean? So like the chamber adds dynamism there. On the flip side, if you're doing that kind of thing with a Yoru, I would argue that it's much less dynamic with the Yoru to have him like over here. A lot of the time, I think Split's probably a bad example, but like if we go to like a B main fight, for instance, which is probably going to look like this. Something like this, right? You got 3 players here. If we swapped the fade in the Yoru here, so like what will happen here? Let's just explain it. Like we probably like maybe we put a boom bot in. If the boom bot hits anyone, maybe we get ready to paranoia, and we get ready to use Yoru flash, and we like fight in, and our TP is probably over here somewhere. Let's say like that's probably our intention. Let's say the boom bot doesn't go off. We go in. We have a look. It's free. Yoru probably uses his TP, and they might like actually just take B main control. This is all the value you've got from Yoru. It's like you've been able to help this, and then it gets this side of the map and now do stuff over here, right? If you start the Yoru as the 1 and you swap these around, you're basically not able to like if they rush A now, you are by yourself and you have no rotation. Whereas the Yoru, if the Yoru is over here, he's able to balance the macro a little bit easier, right? You see what I mean? Because like these 3 are like now fucking Narnia. Well, not Narnia. These guys are fucking like 10 miles away. They're like at the Shire, and over here is the fucking Sarong and his fucking volcano, and you've got to walk across Middle Earth to get to fucking Yoru. Whereas on this side, he's 1 click away from being on it. So it doesn't make sense as often for the Yoru to be the 1, we're in the intention of, hey, we're fighting hard here. Usually Yoru wants to be joining the fights, right? Join the fight, use the Yoru dynamically with the TP. Sometimes he could stay here and be this person because he's got the, you know, the one and done escape mechanism too. There's some dynamism there. But generally speaking, I like the hand holding, babysitting, TPing away, balancing out the macro a little bit, you know? Yeah. But yeah, on the flip side, Chamber doesn't have that option to TP across the map. So in this variation, if we were playing Chamber, the Chamber playing here as the 1 is pretty good, because he can't run across the map. It's not a bad idea to have like a setup here designed to fuck them up, and then oh shit, they're running into a Chamber with an op. Like that's a really good way of playing Chamber. Like this is kind of like how Optic would play, from what people say. I don't remember if it was true, but they would like have, they would basically force people into Chamber by like doing shit like this, and they run away, and they're like, shit, oh, we're running into you.
Crumble from there. I feel like this map is just good as done. Now, okay, Outlaw in the hands of Lovers Rock.
Do you think Veto lies in the spectrum? I don't know what spectrum you're talking about. Veto isn't a solo aggressive agent. He is an agent that, in Veto's case, he would always be with the stack. If you're fighting a main, he should be with the stack, because he can put his interceptor to help you. His interceptors are used to help fight for space. It doesn't always have to be a stack fight, but he should always be doing stuff to help people fight for some reason.
They know their opponents. Bonkar has.
You're 10-3 down, don't you force her? Yeah, probably.
Watched the VODs. Mata just forced back a little bit by the util, or no.
Attack side is quite good from them here. I don't, in terms of the fact that they take both extremities. Like, unfortunately, it's anti-eco, and NRG probably don't give a shit, but.
And just doesn't really want to commit too much. There's no reason to. Also expecting like a chop right out. Like, no, he has a full armor. You don't want to take 140. You don't want to take a headshot either. That one goes. Goes it. BBL do
Just
not
watch how they
walk
play A.
into
It's
this
gonna be
site.
funny.
They're going to be able to smoke off a couple of
They only got one
rounds.
person
That's
here,
really
not
it.
4 people. And look, Scuba just gifted a frag.
That is a cheaply lost player here for BBL, and now Scuba can reposition. Here's his all through the side, but KG knows it's coming from, so he falls back around the corner, one after another. He accosts them. And now
I know it's just anti-eco, but it still applies. Okay, this game's probably over.
Extended.
Let's just see what their first rounds are. Then we'll skip
Sheriff
to
looking
next.
to gather up.
Around. And they'll slow down into featuring the recovered outlaw from the prior round.
The Teo's going to be playing A a lot to salvo A. I don't think NRG's defense is like particularly amazing. They don't have the tools for it. Like their tools for defense aren't the best. Like they don't have the Yoru, so we're going to see a Jet cosplay from Mada a lot of the time. But we do get to see some A main shenanigans. And then NRG are a team that plays well with information, so like they're going to use the double drone timings pretty well. Fundamentally speaking, I just doubt they int the A site very much. They're going to play like they're going to play around these spots and just spam you to death. And on B side the map, they're just going to play like a Jet would. So immediately Ethan's won the map, won the round. Like he has deep line A, and they just get to play 4 on B.
Patience of Kiko again being rewarded. This get ugly for Mada. About to be overwhelmed. Gets a shot on the rock though. Drops in one.
That saturate is crazy.
Players or maybe 2 in a clone. I don't know, man. They can't get in regardless. And look at who's waiting side to side. He's ready to throw down.
Yeah, too easy.
A slightly varied position as compared to the previous round, but
And once again, they get the A main line.
Spike is the top of B long for the time taken. They're all entrenched.
Like, I like it when defense gets up to here, but like reasonably speaking, he's pretty confident just standing here, knowing that like they're not B.
Was waiting to see if BBL would maybe try to pivot over towards a main if there's a situation where Scuba could have been overwhelmed. But
I don't love how NRG play, but given the fact that they've got 2 drones, like it doesn't matter that they play a little bit more Senquator style, but to be fair, they got a deep line on A main. They have full B info. They have 2 drones left to do whatever they want.
Going to be the case. Well,
Look at Killjoy 7 compared to Cyphers on defense, so much value. I disagree completely. I disagree. I don't think that this is getting so much more value. I think that this is fine, and this is good. This is good use of Killjoy. It's not like... If you put all the Cypher util here and here, when BBL played, it wouldn't make my mind change. This isn't space on the map that's that valuable. Like this isn't that valuable. It does mean that they can play the rotations a little bit easier. They don't have to think about this stuff a little bit more, but I don't know.
coming from Ethan, he's going to get the hell out of dodge and back up.
I don't think it's the end of the world. And then we see Mada actually, after hearing a lot of noise, pushes up. It's very interesting that he pushes up so late into the round, given what we're hearing. NRG in a weird spot. They do have a main control, but it's soft. Yeah, I don't... It's a bit of a weird round from NRG. They shouldn't really win this round. They don't have air control, they don't have A main control. They only had 1 A main. This should be a pretty easy round for BBL.
know they're on a clock now. That trap wire was destroyed. They're aware of the flank. Loiter lit up. Very, very low. Rock should be able to finish him off here with this shocking. And so he does. That's the Astra out of the picture. And here comes Kiko. The Rock not ready for him. Kreven gives as good as he gets inside Art. But BBL are bleeding players. He's waiting for a push. He's at Hunter's Fury now in response to the tap. Ethan knows he needs to get started with this sooner rather than later. Third bolt comes out, but Kreven deals with it.
So big kill from Kreven.
Won't have the time for a defuse. Finally!
If you're Scooby, you should probably force A main fight. I mean, Scuba's kind of in... They're basically playing an Astra like it's a Yoru or a Chamber or something, and it's kind of hard for him to... yeah. Hard for him to do anything. I don't really know what he's supposed to do. He should probably force this fight, yeah. This is probably the correct decision. Ultimately, trying to be a rat in the smoke isn't the worst decision, though. But he's making too much noise. He's not really been set up to win the round. but
Late ultimates, they're able to get this one across the finish line. Narrowly, narrowly, Mitch, but they do it.
NRG's going to pay the piper in this round.
anti-eco.
BB just hasn't happened yet. The recall star goes down, drone to send Mana back, and Dimensional Drift is going to get ripped by Lover's Rock.
Okay, heavy old investment though. BBL have no choice but to absolutely go for it. Lover's Rock here maybe trying to play off some disaster util, and yes,
It's nice. Beautiful from Lover's Rock.
Scuba didn't know what hit him.
What a lovely combo. Lover's Rock thought he might have been in some danger there. Kiko actually going to place this lockdown in the
They didn't. Oh, they actually went for plan.
BBL, they have to get far away from the site. You have Krevin late coming down the link.
I like this from Lover's Rock. Using his TP to put on pressure so they can't fast flood out. He's going to be able to get out with his TP. And then they neon flood back in. This is beautiful from BBL. So talking about micro here, the beautiful micro from BBL.
Kiko on the tap, of course he knows he's going to contend with disaster util. Watch out for Link! Kiko's ready for it! Extra sensory perception from the brick, but now we'll have to throw in a 1v2.
You could still have it for BBL. Read that. Good to
abilities on all.
I think you're putting together extremely on the stage, and that can carry over for later in the series.
That is a lot of half armor for NRG G2.
Up against the Lover's Rock Outlaw, that is some danger.
Why did they kill Joe? I mean, it's still good to kill Joe over here if the plant is here. The plant spot, if the plant spot was here, then the kill Joe is not as good.
Half armor for NRG G2.
It was a ship plant, so the kill Joe is good.
That is some danger.
Can they shut down those outlaw angles? Prevent themselves from having the challenge.
I think
so disadvantaged as they are.
Obviously, ideally, if the plant is here, I mean, the ideal kill Joe is over here, right? But
real strong A main presence, and they're lingering here, Wyatt, as well. Look at the investment for NRG.
In the meantime, BBL have two players working through Art, but Mana just shuts down Rose on that try swing.
Oh, I don't know how
hey, what are these gift reacts? I like the Magnum one.
And Scuba deals with him. Mana, okay. Struts up onto the site and has already dealt with Krevin. That's a Cypher out of the mix, and Lover's Rock can't find connection with that Outlaw. It's done, folks. Look at this, too far away from the action.
It's not a bit too much.
Hit laid the coordinate to Rose. Up against the Lover's Rock Outlaw, that is some danger.
Can they shut down those outlaw angles? Prevent themselves from having to challenge them.
They know NRG are fighting a main, and they probably have heavy numbers. Why are they not? If they read this so well, I guess I can see like a crunch coming in. It's kind of a cool idea, but they should be walking at B long.
So disadvantaged as they are. Real strong A main presence, and they're lingering.
I guess Amada's been here sometimes, and that's dangerous, but he's not got an op or Ulpuk on him here.
Oh, I don't know how you're going to get out of this, LaRock. One more tap and it'll be Dog Skinner. And Scuba deals with him. Mana, okay. Struts up onto the site and is done.
But piece of rock combined is changed.
Okay. So if NRG take A main with Teo and BBL re-clear it, how should NRG react with defense considering it's 4 stacked to B side? I don't know what you're saying, Beaver. NRG take A main on attack or defense? Hello, Zasco. So NRG or defense? If NRG fight for A main and then BBL re-clear it, how should defense react? I mean, you have a player who stood here. If this has happened, this player should be stood up here. Then what I would do is probably be thinking about fortifying art control and accepting that we've lost A main and we win art and we have a deep line on B. Because then if they go A, we have art control and they have nothing. Something like that.
After seeing map 1.
I haven't seen the sticky reaction to BBL NRG Veto. I'm sure he has. I've said he's justified to be annoyed. I don't need to literally see my friend reacting to it. Me and Slicky talk is fine. Like I get it. Unless he's literally losing his mind to the point where it's like funny enough to watch. Like, is it that funny, or is it just him just losing it a little bit?
This map, he will so often be sent into.
How do you think Nongshim would do in this tournament? Their one game from their one game they played. I think Nongshim. I had Nongshim winning their first 2 games in the bracket. I think they get to the upper bracket final. Upper bracket final, yeah.
As this solo duelist to sell that they're hitting.
I don't know if they get the grand final, but I think they get the upper bracket final.
Fully entrenched, like deep on B, deep on A, and pivot elsewhere. He's really got to come to life, or I feel like the entire.
I can't be bothered to do my pick'ems because I speed ran my pick'ems in 2 seconds, 1 stream, 2 streams ago. I didn't save it, and I don't care to share it. But if you really want to go see it, it's in my stream somewhere. Did I react to the TENS news? This is my reaction to the TENS news. Okay, right, Abyss. I keep saying it until I see them play a game. I don't really like. I can't like. I've said it before. Like, obviously, TENS coming back to the game is probably good for the game, and I'm happy for him and happy for Sentinels. But like, reasonably speaking, I'm trying my best to just be someone who talks about the game as much as possible. And until I see Sentinels play the game, then I don't want to be one of 10,000 people that just reacts to all that shit and then just becomes that person. Like, I don't really, you know. You're here for the TENS reaction, then unfortunately you're in the wrong place. If you're coming here for content reaction, then you're in the wrong place.
He will so often be sent into sites as this solo duelist to sell that they're hitting that site. They will leave him alone, fully entrenched, like deep on B, deep on.
Maybe I'm just a hipster. Maybe it's just like one of those things where like something is so popular, it's impossible to have a reaction to it, basically. You know what I mean? Like, if something's so popular, it's kind of hard to be reasonable because every single thing, like, it gets boring.
A solo duelist to sell that they're hitting that site. They will leave him alone, fully entrenched, like deep on B, deep on A, and pivot elsewhere. He's really got to come to life, or I feel like the entirety of BBL's idea of how to succeed on Abyss could crumble. BBL, of course, starting the attack side here.
So NRG are doing their usual. They did play this kind of setup a lot. They struggled last time they played Abyss defense. I don't think their Abyss defense is particularly good, but then at the same time, Abyss defense is a nightmare. They play Viper Teo B. They usually have a floating player, and then they play Sova Omen A. And they never really, I would argue, they never really do much.
As this solo duelist to sell that they're hitting that site. They will leave him alone, fully entrenched, like deep on B, deep on A, and pivot elsewhere. He's really got to come to life, or I feel like the entirety of BBL's idea of how to succeed on Abyss could crumble. BBL, of course, starting the attack side here. And we're seeing often the use of Lover's Rock.
I think KO is better than Teo in this comp. I disagree with you massively. I think Teo is better than KO. Although with the Waylay, possibly. I don't think KO or Teo, they're not gonna. It's not gonna make any difference to how they're playing. Honestly, they would just play KO here instead, and then just knife here. Like they wouldn't do anything different. I'm gonna have Veto enjoying this map. No one has played like how the teams play it now.
We're going to see Scuba anchoring this site a lot. Pretty much always has the Viper wall placed here.
So much stall util. This has really got BBL milling about in the open for now, and Ethan can continue to slow this down. There was no acceleration after the first kill, though. BBL were anticipating some more of this util. They've drawn all of it out of Ethan now.
Are they going to draw Mata into Beacon, will he be baited?
The timing.
His timing is crazy.
He doesn't
no
see
one
anything, though.
sees anything. What?
30 seconds left.
This could be ridiculous. It was Lavas Rock was watching for it, though. BBL did have a contingency in play, and Marta had no idea he was running into it.
NRG just kind of fell over this round. B
B-side's
side's just hard, man. Reasonably speaking, NRG didn't do anything this round.
Now, and Ethan anticipating
To draw Mata into
The mid push is good, but then at the same time they didn't do anything. Like they never have forward lines to like inform rotations very well.
on map Viper, and there is so much emphasis placed on fighting around the site itself with LaRock diving in. I think that Scuba's going to have to.
How are NRG not getting punished for not playing flashes in their comp? Why do you think you need flashes in your comp? Like, I think flashes are just, yeah. A flash is just a piece of crowd control that's not like 100% necessary. Like playing without a drone, then if a team was playing without a drone, I'd be like, oh god, how are they doing that? Do I rate Teo? Yes. I think Teo's decent. I think if you're playing double innings in this meta, you're probably playing Teo.
All right, again, the 3-1-1, which is the standard for BBL. Kraven not really trying to work up the middle part of the map, but NRG certainly would like to play a death ball this round.
I'm going to fuck you in your ass crack. That's probably... That might be the least erotic thing I've ever read.
Players run right into the site for free this time. No hesitation. Kraven understanding that there are several players who...
Fuck you, moderator. Please don't ban me, please. I'm not gonna ban you right now. Probably the next thing you say, I'll probably end up banning you. You've not really said anything that bad. The problem is you're probably someone who thinks that that is offensive to me or something. I'm worried about your next comment. Fuck you all. I mean, I'm allowing it. You can. You're not. This is fine. This is tame. It's okay. It's a pretty bad troll all in all. I'm going to diddle your girlfriend. I don't have a girlfriend. So please don't just find some random girl to DIDL.
NRG want to play through Link by the looks of things. They are going to run into Lovers Rock, though. He'll be set up for this, the Marshall.
He's probably 14, just ban him. That's true. Okay, if the guy is probably just actually 14, that's true. He's probably not old enough to actually be a good troll. Unfortunately, he has to be banned. That's true. He's most likely just not old enough. There's no way he's above the age of 14. He's just a troll, just ban him. Bro, I'm not giving a troll the satisfaction of being banned if they're not a very good troll, but the truth is I have to safeguard. I have to do safeguard. I've had safeguarding lessons courses. So like I think that is within my it's within my skill set to know when to ban a 14-year-old. Let's lock in, coach. Okay, it was anti-eco. Give me a fucking round, please. I'll be annoyed, like, I'll be honest, like, sometimes the lock-in kind of comments do annoy me. Like, I think that generally I do veer off a little bit. But, like, it's an anti-eco in which I've just done, like a 2-hour breakdown of, like, a 1 hour and 20 breakdown where I'm, like, literally yapping about everything I could possibly think about in terms of macro for BBL. I've probably given away, like, 7 different, like, interesting little, like, breakdown segment things that you could have, like, made into, like, a little thing. And I get asked to lock in off of an anti-eco in which someone's saying they're gonna fuck my girlfriend. Like, give me a minute. Give me a minute.
A lot of pressure to try to just get out of the site completely. Is Ethan going to fully commit? Try and double up anchor.
They're getting ahead of the guided salvo, but Scuba was ready. LaRock is going to be felled instantly, and Ethan was already there.
Okay, just a full B hit.
Fast exec.
Looks quick, though.
Why is NRG able to hold a full B hit with only 2 players?
Scuba going to be under a lot of pressure to try to just get out of the site completely. Is Ethan going to fully commit?
Answer number 1 is because LaRock misses his dash in. And he's very easily killed. Answer number 2 is because Lover's Rock TP's next to Ethan. They were gifted, like BBL gifted this round. What's a safeguard course? A safeguarding just means like when you're working with people under the age of 18, you're like your like employer usually has to do safeguarding training. The irony here is that Fnatic made me do safeguarding training with the rest of the company at the time. And like we were going through a presentation having to answer questions. And like the first question I was one of like 30 people to answer it wrong basically. Because I had no idea what safeguarding was. And like the first question was like, if you were a gymnastic coach and like your player was saying that like they got burnout, how do you answer this question? And I basically got it, like, I basically answered it in, like, the worst safeguarding way possible. Because obviously in Valorant, there's no such thing as safeguarding, really. Like, if you're, like, a young kid, you're basically asked to work the amount of time you do have to work to be a professional player, you know what I mean? So it's hilarious, like, a bunch of 9-to-5 office workers having to do the same, like, thing as I was. And I'm like, yeah, but if I answer this question differently, you guys don't have jobs because we're not going to be good at Valorant. Like, none of us are going to be good at esports. Like, Fnatic won't exist if every single one of these things works in the way it does. Does that make any sense? You know what I mean? Like, it's like if we had safeguarding measures for like pro players in the ways that we probably should do them, then you would be bad at Valorant. You wouldn't win trophies. It's like there isn't really a healthy way to do professional gaming. That's why Fnatic got a performance coach after you quit. I worked with several performance coaches. I was the one who got. I think I was the one who asked Fnatic for a performance coach. I'm pretty sure. Like, bro, I set up the foundation of the structure for Fnatic to have performance coaches. What are you talking about? I've worked with Marcus. I've worked with Ewan. I've worked with Edgar. I've worked with Ryan.
And maybe he should have played that a little bit more cautiously, and will be regretting so as he has maybe a minute and a half to think about it. Louita backing off over on this B side.
If every team had these measures to even out, yes, but why would one team have those measures and another team didn't? That's it. That's the funny thing that someone said in chat the other day about anti-strat. It's like, what if like what if teams just agreed that they wouldn't anti-strat each other so that everyone could just get sleep? It's like, well, you're in competition. No one's actually gonna do that. But it's a funny thing that I've always thought about. I've always thought about the idea of just being like, look, like, I'm gonna stay up all night, you're gonna stay up all night. What if we both just went to bed? Like, and we just play each other tomorrow. Okay, so the A main's cleared out from BBL, but then in reaction we do get a push out on B. It's quite nice here from NRG. I do like the fact that NRG are willing to be proactive here. But look at fucking Cypher. In the meantime, they have walked all the way up. I love the fact that BBR are willing to take these fucking timings, man. It's mental. They got a 1-2-2, and they just walked all the way up through middle. I think that the heavy mid-saps are quite bad. But if you're going to play this extremely focused, you have to be wary of this shit.
And maybe he should have played that a little bit more cautiously. And will be.
Why does Lorok have a locking gun, buddy? When you play on the tournament realm, you have everything unlocked. And I'll be honest, as the person who coached the team at one knock-in, I give Larocque the free pass of Stolen Valor. If I see fucking Boostio using it again though, then there will be trouble. But Larocque is allowed to use it.
You're going to see a lot of this from BBL, and I was worried that if they were not playing at their max confidence, players like Krevin wouldn't have been attempting to find a timing like he did in this round to get all the way on that deep flank. They will just often run this 3-1-1, or this one it was a 1-2-2, and just leave a player, not leave him. I mean, he will just take as much space as possible if he's left alone. They will not show fear in that way, and then they'll control so much of the map.
I think NRG has the potential with his Masters, yes.
Pivots off the back of the space being taken by the players. I was worried though that if they got
Boostio is not allowed. I just told you, Boostio is not allowed to use it. It's my decision. It's my choice. I don't give Boostio the pass.
If they got knocked by that first map, the confidence was low. They wouldn't be playing their style in that way. Completely spit.
Very early timeout from NRG. They are 3-1 down though. I mean, getting this opening might have spurred the timeout. So this time they have probably over middle. God, they're dead. Defense of this map is a fucking nightmare. And Nongshim winning this tournament as a... Is it a Lulu pick to have Nongshim winning? No. No.
Just had no options, no hope. Pinged out by the dimensional drift, tagged by the Hunter's Fury, gets hit by the Saturate.
I'm reading like the whole like me reacting to the Twitch chat troll is almost like I watch a lot of stand-up comedy, and one of my favorite stand-up comedians is a guy called Stuart Lee, and he's kind of a boring stand-up comedian. Like he's not like most people here probably wouldn't find him that funny. He's not like outrageously funny. He's a bit more like witty and British and dry. And like anytime he gets what's it called, heckled, he basically just like apologizes to the heckler for not being a very good stand-up comedian. Like, and I like that approach where it's like you, instead of like trying to rip them to pieces, which is kind of what the heckler's asking for, you basically just like be like, oh I'm sorry, I didn't realize, you know, I'm sorry you don't really enjoy this. Like, I'd be kind of annoyed too if I spent all this money and, you know, came out this evening and had to watch me. Like, that's kind of annoying. But I don't know what you want me to do. Like, I'm still me, and you don't like it. Like, I don't know what to do. Like, he's like that, you know? He's not like Jimmy Carr. Jimmy Carr's the opposite. Jimmy Carr's the complete opposite. Jimmy Carr's made a bit of a career out of trying to absolutely shred to pieces hecklers. This might be a very boring Abyss. It's just full execs, and then like NRG are never strong-sided on the spot that they're getting execed on. Because they play 2-1-2, they're never in a position to... I feel like this map is like a gambling map. You have to take more risks.
Right away, Poison Orb activated, but Larocque's going to go in and over the top. He is in that site, and there was nobody else from NRG to stand. Saturate around the corner, catches on a Martyr, and he could not get out.
Do you think having Teo instead of Yori lost NRG the map? No, I think NRG not playing a strong defense loses them the map. I might skip it. It might be skippable. They do have 3 on the kind of right side. But BBL are doing their thing where like they'll send Waylay in solo. It's really cool. They send Waylay in solo. I don't know why he's using Saturate there though. I guess it's for the fake, but there's no fake to be had because Viper's ulted. All of this pressure allows Krevin to all cut mid though. Especially with the Teo breach comp, I realized that if you're not on the right side of the map in the first 5 seconds defense, you're cooked. No one asked, but I feel like telling. Hello, Lou. Yeah, I mean Breach. That's why Breach sucks. But to be honest, like Breach sucks because it's more like it's kind of like that. It's like if you use your stun and you don't get any value, you're dead. And then if you're a good team, you could just call. There's no Breach stun. Like on Haven, for instance. Like I can't be able to go into it. I'm not gonna go into stuff. Anyone that loses to a Breach on Haven is a noob, basically. You basically say, you have a player every round say, oh, they've stunned A main, or you say they haven't stunned A main, and then you have protocols around it, and then you win the game. Same on Lotus. It's like, oh, they've stunned Rubble. Oh, they've not stunned Rubble. And then you win the game.
Trapped in the site. It doesn't do anything. In fact, it's gone.
It's got to be sweating. He knows that he could get pinched playing in that pit. He gets out of it, and Brock goes down heaven. All of a sudden.
The other thing is that comp doesn't have any way to deal with Ulpers. Like, you can't drone anything. Attack side's a nightmare with that Asova drone. That's kind of crazy. They gave up the Viper ult. Scuba, okay, I thought Scuba on Breeze gave up his Viper ult in a way that was like really cerebral, and I gave him credit for it. Now he's giving up his Viper ult just against the drone in a way that's like, I don't like it. I think that if he knew that Larocque doesn't have Saturate, which he should know, because we saw the Larocque do it up here, I don't think there's any reason for him to not stay in this ult. You just spit here, fall out, and then walk back in when the drone is done. I don't know why he's walking away. The only answer I have is that he thinks Larocque still has Saturate, and this drone will ping him, and then Larocque just dives on him and he's dead. But we know that Larocque doesn't have it. So again, like, he should play here, spit as soon as he hears the drone, walk out of the ult so the drone doesn't ping him, walk back in, and then just hold his ult. This is a mistake by Scuba. This mistake loses them the round. Because he'd still have A main control right now, and they wouldn't be able to get through with the bomb. He probably would get like 2 kills or something. They'd have to either literally re-wrap everything, or they'd end up having to crunch him, and I think he'd kill 2 people. Is it really called Viper Spit? I don't know what it's called. I shouldn't call it Spit because this is called Pit, and it gets confusing. Me and Bosa just called this Spit for some reason. What do people call it? Viper Molly, I guess I should call it. I'm not going to call it Snake Bite.
By hook or by crook, BBL are taking this A-site control, and now again NRG have to answer the question.
Any thoughts on Viper on Abyss? I think the 5th slot on Abyss is interesting, as in like this versus second smoke, etc. I think that in the next meta, I would be testing Harbor as the 5th slot agent. I think that if you play Astra Omen, I just don't. I'm not a big fan. If you're playing double orb smoke in general, I don't think you there's so much inefficiency, in my opinion. But works for some teams. I think there should be like a Veto, a Chamber, Viper, Harbor. Like all of these, I think are valid 5th slot agents. You know, I think Cypher's okay. I don't think it's great, but it's okay. Is one of Viper's best not the issue is people drop the Senti slot? I think the problem though when there's like in this meta right now playing Viper Senti, unless it is like a good like Viper Chamber or Veto, like how many teams in the world do you trust to run Viper Chamber or Veto right now? Like it's just there's so few. It's like it's hard for me to do analysis in a way that's like it's hard for me to do analysis for only like 10 coaches in the world. You know what I mean? Or like 5 coaches in the world or something.
Not enough. Mata quiet so far in this map.
And now all the BBL attention can just be focused forward.
Actually, using a defense wall for their attack side, which helps you gain A control. Defensive wall for their attack side. Yeah, I don't like their attack side wall, but I don't know what attack side wall I would do, to be honest with you.
Again, NRG have to answer the question.
Maybe if Ethan can get 1 kill, that Armageddon will be active. This flank duel is so important.
That's
The
not
B wall.
quiet so far in this map.
And now all the BBL attention can just be focused forward. Not a lot of tools for NRG to get back in.
Half-hearted as it may have been, that paranoia sets up for a kill opportunity.
I can't remember what it was, to be honest. Something like that, I don't know.
Angle was eventually retaken by LaRock, and Ethan's got nothing to see from here. Fire in the veins, finally for BBL. And this is a...
After NRG's domination on their pick Pearl, this has been earned and the on run against looking like much the same. Bonker out of his second time out here as an NRG team with both initiator ultimates. Those will be used later in this round or a bit earlier as Brock just Hunter's Furies into the wind.
Yeah, nothing to see at all. And Space being taken through mid here. BBL keeping their options open. Heavy main press NRG. They want to get ahead of these side hits, and I don't know the timing, but LaRock was watching for it. Now, though, the Waylay's out of the picture. Rose, though, at large.
I mean, they did something. They did do something.
BBL keeping their options open. Heavy main press NRG. They want to get ahead of these side hits, and I don't know the timing, but LaRock was watching for it. Now, though, the Waylay's out of the picture. Rose, though, at large.
It's just... This map is ass to watch sometimes, you know.
It's a high-low setup that LoversRock has to swing in.
Nice high-low.
Of the BBL fundamentals and mechanics. In those moments at NRG 1, those are the ones.
And we see BBL's classic solo Whaley dash in again.
Where BBL,
look at this.
He's got the site for free. This is a BBL. This is, if I was a good content creator, I would make a video about BBL's Waylay solo dashes. It's really cool on this map. He basically gets to dash into sites and see if it's free, and then if it's free, they just get to come to him. If it's not free, then he gets to dash away, and then they can just like use the info to go somewhere else. If he's like, oh shit, there was a lot of people here, which could be. This is such a cool idea. It needs to be nerfed. Like, Whaley's too strong at doing this shit. But I really like this idea from BBL.
the famed Turkish default. Yep, love this one.
Gets a catch in.
Turkish default? It is Turkish default. 1 minute 25. They've got a Yoru here. They've got a Whaley here. They've got full vents control. They've got someone like middle mid. The Whaley enables that gameplay though, in my opinion.
They push up and take all 3 lanes of the map and then settle on B pretty decisively.
Ethan caught trying to retreat as well. Only Brock on the run. And that is what makes BBL such a cool.
You change your mind on Viper? What do you mean? You like Viper? On what maps?
And don't get me wrong, LoversRock, they will take their individual.
I think Viper. I think the problem with Viper right now is that Viper's obviously really strong on the maps where like she's obviously strong on. I think on the maps where she's a bit more niche, teams are not playing her very well. Like Haven Viper's being played very poorly right now. Hey Kongi, thank you for the sub. I appreciate the sub. How many are we on?
But it reminds me of that in the same way. And then just throw this variation in on a couple of these attack side rounds. They just
Doesn't Teo counter Harbor on this map? Why does Teo counter Harbor? What do I think about Clove? I think Clove is underrated, albeit not best. Like, I'd rather play Astra. But, like, I think, honestly, if Astra didn't exist, I would probably be debating between actually playing Clove on some maps.
Just solo take kills and win them.
NRG are now in danger of their economy being broken.
That's how much I hate Omen.
Ethan still with the Armageddon. As BBL are just again spread across the
Teo Missos is denied the Cove Diffuse. Cove Diffuses aren't really a thing though. Who is the closest to Leo playstyle? I have no idea. Do you think Harbor to the Viper would work better on this comp? Specifically in this comp, I don't really know. But in general, I think the Harbor is good. I think that Omen is just meh, though. So, yeah. EU is the closest to Leo.
There can be Taeho util to stall them out in this choke.
Kiko's going to have his crosshair positioning broken now. Armageddon's going to
I'd have to watch EU more.
But they wanted to be anyway. A 1-for-1. Kiko only gets his tucked in the corner. Now the guided salvos had to be respected. NRG flood in from security, but a conversion path catches on at just the right time, and a rock is going to benefit from it.
Okay, honestly, let's go next map. I can't watch all these, and Abyss is sucking.
3 kills on is an unbelievable. Has evolved in some crucial series for NRG.
Okay. NRG playing this weird comp that I don't think is that good, but for whatever reason, Bonker's always been a fan of like the he's been a fan of this kind of comp archetype for a while. Like the Viper and Senti, and the Senti isn't a Senti that actually helps you with the aiming cross. So in general, I feel like Bonker has like a specific read on the map. I think his teams always seem pretty good at split. But it feels weird to me that I think this comp means that you probably can't be the best in the world at this map. I don't think it has enough juice, but we'll see what they do with it. So it looks like they're gonna have to use a weird Viper wall. I don't love this wall. If you just disrespect it, it's pretty easy to disrespect. We'll see what they do with the orb and wall later on. Scuba just wants to buy the sheriff is probably why they want to use this wall.
Map that they've lost against Rexus the other day, G2 earlier this year as well.
So immediately BBL have B main control. Really nice from BBL. Gonna have a little bit of a scrap over middle. They don't use Viper to actually orb middle though. They're just gifting middle. A bit weird there to have the Viper be the A player.
Good stopping power on defense. Sideshow raised the question: how effectively are NRG going to be able to carve out space on the map and get into these sites?
Lovers Rock is
No. Why? You have full B main control. You don't need 4 people A. This is a very stupid TP from Lovers Rock, in my opinion.
The map and get into these sites.
How is this wall different than normal wall? The normal wall goes like this. It goes across this, which is a lot harder to like walk through and disrespect. You have less space. Like this has like a bit more space to work around. And like you can just walk through at the start of the round and not get hit, I think.
Lovers Rock is taking some early control of the main, but decides to pull away.
The only reason I can think of him TPing here is because they had a specific pistol where they said that they're gonna stack A at 1 minute 20 no matter what. It's not a good TP.
BBL are just so convinced that NRG are working towards the safe side of the map. They've got 4 players entrenched.
They just gamble stacked A.
Wasting 0 time, making enough noise to whack it in.
And they're gonna have to play full retake B, which is the hardest side to retake, without much utility. What do they have? A Paranoia. They do have 2 smokes. They do have quite a bit, actually. They have a bit to work with here. But I think it's a bad one. Mini streams it does VOD reviews? Yes, I do. Hello. Hello. Why is my... I need to... Yeah, I'm gonna step up. Like, end of year, I'm gonna step shit up. I'm gonna, like... This year, I'm gonna still like ease into the content side of things, but like at the end of the year, I'm gonna step things up. I'll make sure that like I get shit unlocked, because like if people are like surprised I'm streaming, then I need to market myself better.
Prowler doesn't catch Marta, so he actually might have a timing here. Oh no! Spotted it apparently as a run out from the...
I will also probably try and move apartment at the end of the year so that I'd have a good... I don't look like I'm in fucking North Korea. I was supposed to look at apartments last week, but I think I'll just move at the end of the year. You love your grey though. I don't love grey. It's just you have to like. There's a thing where like if you don't want to spend over like £1,500 a month on rent for yourself, that you get a grey apartment.
That snakebite's going to make it a little tricky for the Omen, though, as Brook might just have to fight tooth and nail here on the side itself. Lavas Rock steps up, focus here over towards that upper area, but the reload is on the...
What did they actually do on this retake? They just flood to heaven. It's like a nice positioning from NRG. Open plant for the lurk, and they got a CT push through. The mistake happens here. This is the fuck up. I keep saying it. In Fnatic, I had a rule that if you stood in this position, basically it was ban position. I'd fucking get annoyed. If I ever see you in this position post plant on A, I will VOD review it. And I'll sit there and waste our time and VOD review it and be like, stop doing it. It is a position in which you're allowing yourself to be crunched from. You want to be the person reacting to it. You don't want to be the person anchoring it. They got a nice open plan. It makes sense to have the space, but you just get it afterwards. You just let the you let the defense waste their time clearing it all, and you just re-lurk it. Don't get into a fight up here. It's not advantageous, in my opinion.
Marta, though, is playing just on the edge of this smoke, though. Prowler doesn't catch Marta, so he actually might have a timing here. Oh, no! Spotted it, apparently, as a run out from the smoke occurred. The Rock spots him in now.
The North Korea room was actually a really nice room. It's just that I put the camera in a way that made it look a bit more North Korean, because it had a bougie concrete wall, which looked just like a jail cell room, but actually, in the context of that room, it's just supposed to be like brutalist architecture. It's just that I didn't give you the context of the rest of the room. This room is far more shit than that room. I'd much rather live in that other place. It's a bougie hotel, you know what I mean? Yeah, my apartment before, I literally had mold on the walls. It had a wall with mold all the way down the wall. Basically, I try to live in the center of cities without having to pay much money. But I still pay a lot of money. It's just that, like, rent's expensive, man.
He's got himself in a precarious situation there.
There is some degree of heaven control that
I live in Brighton. I used to live in London. Get a roommate. No, I'm an adult. I'm 31 years old. I'm not doing that anymore. The real flame would be get a girlfriend. That's the real flame. Like, I'm not being funny. I do have enough money to spend on rent. You know what I mean? I have enough money to live by myself. It's just expensive.
Take for themselves. BBL's focus was the A side proper. So the way in heaven, there is going to be a step up here. That is clone. He knows it.
I am a smart person with my money. I am not dumb. I'm not one of those guys going into other people's Twitch chat asking for betting predictions. Okay, just answer Yuko. Okay, so we see B main control again from defense, and then NRG. Generally, Bonkar's teams are quite good at setting the tone early on ramp, and then making you kind of doubt what's going on ramp control. So we see Dog early A ramp. Mata gets full control.
That part of the map, well and truly under control, but A is...
How did BBL not play this? They have B main. They veered towards here.
NRG's pitter-patter is being heard from.
Ethan uses that dog up ramp. And as he does, I just want to remind everyone that this is NRG not playing a double initiator comp, so if we're ever going to see Lovers Rock really lean even more heavily into just being an outlaw hop Yoru, it's going to be right now. Doesn't have to deal with any kind of drone pushing him off the sightline for the rest of this round.
So we have a line here. If this guy was to get any contact, I would hope he just falls back towards like the back of the site, and then they could play like to have like this. And in the meantime, they can just accept that like Vent's walk up isn't that scary.
A Viper Vice composition does pretty little to
and it's not even like the Vice gives you the audio ping anymore for the flash to find out if maybe there's someone somewhere, right? So they're going to be lacking for info here, NRG.
It's going to be up to Ethan.
It should be a fairly simple round. Oh my god.
Line. No time to get crash away, Lovers Rock.
Why is he?
It's going to be up to Ethan.
Why is he instantly dead?
So they're going to be lacking for info here, NRG.
It's going to be up to Ethan.
Yeah, but why is he dead so quickly? Like, it feels like he wasn't running through thorns. He ran through thorns from here to here. Guys, I'm not stupid. I know he's a Viper Molly. I'm not that stupid. I know there's a Viper Molly and I know there's thorns. I'm still surprised he dies this quickly.
No time to get crash away, Lovers Rock. Instantly taken to task by Scuba.
This was this whole round was predicated on this working. If this didn't get a kill, I think they lose the round. Like, look at them.
No time to get crash away,
Why is Loiter running? Can't see anything, man. What's happened? I don't get, like, the VOD skipped. I didn't see anything. I don't know how they lost that round. The NRG hit into a hard site and won.
Now really he just needs to see what he can find. He has one TP left and he's able to take Mata down instantly. He knows where Brock is. This would be the moment for
He had no
Brock to get
armor.
something done. Play for time.
Maybe VODs.space doesn't have this issue. Yeah, true.
Whatsoever for Luida. So he gives it a tap. Flash here. Holds it. Holds it. Gets it to half, but time is short and he's got no choice. Brock just teases him.
Leaning into the off, picking it up now. Judge still in the hands of Lorok. Both of them doubled up.
Yeah, the Euro usage from BBL has not been the most impressive. I don't really understand what they're doing here. They're going for a deep A main. But then they don't have the Euro TP. Like, if NRG go B split here, let's design this better. If I was giving them like actual consulting, I'd be like, do your thing here. This guy has to start here. He cannot start here. Has to start here on this round. We put the Euro TP somewhere closer towards B. And then we leave the Neon deep probably. Otherwise, we probably just need, like, if we're really obsessed with this idea that, like, we want the Euro on the line, I don't think Neon can be here. I don't think we can do a 3A side, but we're not ready to help decide the map. Unless we're really, really strong on the idea that Viper's going to be that useful. But Viper absolutely can't stand here. Like, look at him. Look at what happens. 2 seconds into the round. 2 seconds into the round. We have the enemy is already got all of this control. We have one person on this side of the map, and the enemy is about to be split us. We have no Yori TP past the line. We don't have a Viper on this side of the map. We're fucked. NRG are in completely, like, the NRG win this round. Like, they have to win this round, surely. In terms of macro, they've won.
Straight through the poison orb and early heaven control. He's pushed all the way through.
This pace is insane.
Look, they got nothing. They've get that now retake B. It's over.
There's no way people.
You're playing retake B against a comp that can't XX sites very well, and they have a fucking Vice.
You'll expect this, right?
Prowler at the head of it, but no. Mata gets
That's crazy.
amongst the pigeons. Does overextend, but Brock at least is there to make it a favorable trade, and he hears the rock coming. He knows the Neon is encroaching.
That is excellent follow-up from Brock. Had to cover so much.
He was walking through the thorns a lot longer than okay.
Be able to help Mata, and he retreats. Seekers now being used.
The combo's cool. It's like once you stand in the spit, you're like, well, I need to move forward. I can't just stand in the spit and die to the spit.
Every angle covered. Crossfires in place for NRG, and now it's a matter of just sticking.
Yeah, bad round from BBL. Defensive macro for BBL has been quite. The details are missing.
I don't know if you can run that one back too often, Wyatt. That's the issue.
I don't think that Euro usage is actually, in terms of TP, they don't really use it amazingly. Again, it's not Lovers Rock's fault, it's the overall team play. They play the Euro like a jet a lot more than I thought they did. It's just a low buy. Lovers Rock wasn't on the right side of the map. Do you think it's better for them to fix Euro issues or swap to something else and have this guy? I mean, Lovers Rock is still one of the best Euro players in the world. They just need to use the Euro more like a Euro and get efficiency from the TP being able to be used across the map. If you're consistently putting the TP on your side of the map, there's something wrong. Unless it's like really intentional, and it's not.
Also, in a sense, a rookie to this stage.
PaperX used to have Viper on A. Yeah, I mean, I think PaperX generally... The Viper Orb on mid is just a good test, I think. Like, most teams don't pass the Viper Orb mid test. The amount of teams, like, you remember when I was talking about China? And they just send util through the orb, and then you just gobble up all the util. Like, that's basically how Viper Orb works. It's like, there's too many teams in the world that Viper Orb mid is good against that I wouldn't give it up. Unless you're playing against a team that's like 10 out of 10 on this map, I would never give up the split orb on middle.
Went to challengers with this very core and has ascended right along with them.
Can BBL get Levels Rock set up though for success? That feels like it's a key component of their success.
Okay, this is a lot better. B main control, a mid peak, and then we also have TP this side of the map. I like this a lot more. From BBL, it's probably the best sub they've done so far. Look how simple that is. Easy peasy. And like Neon could just use her fast rotate to, you know, like. Like by the time they're not even past this point, but they would be on set already. But Neon's already here pretty fast, you know. The best sub so far from BBL. I think this is another decent looking setup. I wouldn't mind them actually. Okay, the Vice Thorn stops him from actually taking B main. And like, because they use Vice Thorns here, no info here, look at how quick they are to rotate right now. Look at them. Prowler hits nothing. There's Thorns here. They're fucking sending him. And like, they need to some degree, one of these players needs to over-rotate, because if Yoru gets contact, he's TPing over here. And so someone needs to fill the space for the implied Yoru rotation right now. I don't think they both need to rotate, but at least one of them does. It's really nice from BBL in terms of macro. Loiter TPing across here. I have no idea what he's doing. Why does he do this? He just loses in the row.
The Omen of Kiko, he is in position and ready, but the judge was not noted close to the B main door. And now
so the two subs I say look a lot nicer from BBL. They win with relative ease. Like, they started the game slow in terms of like some really dodgy subs, in my opinion. What's the most difficult thing for a coach overall? The amount of time you need to obsess over Valorant if you expect to consistently win. Like, if you consistently want to make it like top 4 at a tournament, the amount of work you need to put in is ludicrous. At least from my perspective. Like, I think if you're trying to maximize the chances of your team being good, like, the amount of work you have to put in is ludicrous. I was talking with like one of my friends used to be a coach, and like we were talking to someone the other day who isn't really involved in esports really much, and he was like, my friend was trying to describe all the stuff that was like he was going through when he was coaching, and my friend just turned around and was like, that's the kind of shit that like when you're 50 you just die of a heart attack. Like like, it's not, I'm not like exaggerating, and I think he's right. Like, there's a lot of stuff with coaching that like you're basically just, you're setting yourself up to die early.
Just a stinger into this one, by the way. Money not so great for NRG.
In a post plant, you like NRG. It's a matter of getting there, that's the question. Steel Garden and Viper's Pit are at their fingertips.
He is obsessed. Even Strong is obsessed even more than Mini. I know Strong a long time. I know that he's been around a long time and he's obsessed. I don't know if he's definitely more obsessed about Valorant than I am at this very second in terms of strategy. I think it's hard to say that he's more obsessed overall. I think we're both probably just equally nerdy. Yeah, Strong's someone I have a lot of respect for. I've always thought he was a good person. He was one of the people that I was recommending to teams, and even maybe have recommended to NRG, but like, I think Bonka already knew Strong quite well, so I don't think it really meant anything.
Early. You can see the spike is all the way back there in market. It's going to be collected late. But they're just showing emphasis on, you know, a bit of B heaven, a bit of ends. Hey, we could be splitting into either separately.
No, mid is close to the round. None of that. It's a matter of getting there. That's the question. Still Garden and Vipers.
NRG.
Okay, now a sub I don't like as much. Passive B, passive middle, relatively aggressive A line, but it's not really, again, it's not really using Yoru's ability much.
It's a matter of getting there. That's the question. Still Garden and Vipers pit are at their fingertips.
Strong wears jeans is home like sideshow. If you have a comfy pair of jeans, it's possible to wear jeans inside, but I would agree that it's kind of masochistic to some degree.
A brief acceleration here now as mid is claimed. The multi-face gets him into heaven now as the Rock. I'm sure we'll look for an opening. But he's still on the judge here.
NRG at the moment just very content to take some space up towards mid, draw out utility while the round is still fairly early. You can see the spike is all the way back there in market. It's going to be collected late. They're just showing emphasis on, you know.
Okay, we do get a, so like we have no like BBL have a little bit of info here. It's just a stack now. B. They're kind of running to the noise. BBL just running to noise. So like I think this is what BBL means by like they had the read on energy. Right now, BBL have generally had the read on energy. Wherever energy is making noise, they're generally ending. And so like we're seeing 4 people B.
While the round is still fairly early. You can see the
I want to see how this round pans out though.
they're just showing emphasis on, you know.
Let me see. The Yoru take a deep line. It's very dangerous, but like I like this. But we're seeing 2 now rotate randomly. It's not really a read if you're like randomly rotating. He uses the thought, the advice, oh, just for beaming. It's kind of crazy.
He'll be able to keep his primary for the time being. That's great reaction though for Krevin. Kiko attempts a walk up and it falls flat on its face.
Missed.
Shot missed though. There's a chance here to get into the side for NRG. Lovers Rock. Maybe flash around the corner. Some shorty action. Yes.
I would say the BBL aren't having troubles right now. Like NRG aren't really making it difficult. I think realistically BBL probably should have won that first gun round as well. It could very easily be like 5-2, 6-1.
Their mission, it's
another coin control. Get them into B properly.
For anything back, it just felt like some of those timings were just not tight enough with Kiko fighting heaven, and then they're kind of rounding the corner, stabilize out of this timeout. Money has not been good. Future buy is not going to be good.
There's a lot of moving parts.
I think okay, my argument would be is that like if you've like gone out with jeans on, and you find jeans so uncomfortable inside, why are you wearing jeans in the first place? Like, I don't wear jeans that often. Like, I'll put them on if I'm going out, like somewhere like maybe on broadcast or something. But like, I think that like, yeah, so Mari says fashion, but it's like if your idea of fashion is it's so uncomfortable that you're only gonna wear it in like specific instances, jeans aren't that fashionable to like, you know what I mean? They're supposed to be fairly regular, just wear, you know what I mean? I understand going degen mode inside and just putting your sweats on, but like, yeah, I don't know.
So it's a question of whether they go back to those fast hits, that burst speed here, but I think the unknown variable of the off in the mix now for Love.
I think what I'm saying is the opposite of Fashion King advice. It's literally me saying like, if you're so obsessed with fashion to the point where like you're changing outfits every fucking time you go inside, then like I don't agree that you should care about fashion that much. You have to adjust for the context, right? And like the context being at home makes sense, you wouldn't wear jeans as much, but it's like if you're then like literally switching outfits every 2 seconds, like it's like a grow up moment. Men have comfy jeans. I mean, they got the read again. Like, to be fair, like, BBL's comments about the reads have been completely true. Like, 4A.
Love to rest the off away from the Starfire BBL, but, you know, works out. Behind the guiding light flash, Ethan's able to find Criven. The rock spotted out now as well. He tries to play the rat angle, but he has been revealed. BBL,
But why are they playing so... Why do they lose this, though? Oh, that's unlucky. But then, they're kind of... I don't know. Their whole round is like, they got 4A, and their best idea is to stand next to the smoke. And like, I don't know.
Behind the guiding light flash, Ethan's able to find Criven. The rock spotted out now as well. He tries to play the rat angle, but he has been revealed.
Why do a lot of pro omens use the non-version of the smoke from time to time? What? Do you mean the other smoke mode? Okay, okay, sorry for the sidetrack. I'm gonna open the game and show you guys. I've never played smokes. I've never played Omen in my life. So bear with me for 1 second. Bear with me for 1 second, because I'm not gonna be very good at explaining this. But like, there will be let's just open the game and show. What it comes down to is you lack vision and sound when you are in the other mode. And so you generally want to be in the non-omen smokes mode as much as humanly possible. I think the example I will give will be a I think it's probably the best example. Again, I'm not a smokes player, and I don't really watch Boaster play. When I was coaching Fnatic, I didn't watch Boaster play very much. Like, I was mostly watching Durka, so I don't really have... I never really thought about it too much, but... I've never done this before, so apologies if I'm a noob, but... Allow cheats. I don't not allow cheats. Oh, for fuck's sake. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I get a smoke for free. What do I think about BBL or Furia? I think that I'm not going to give any thoughts about the game because y'all are filthy gamblers. Okay, so how do I do it? How do I change mode? R. Like, this alone is enough of an example to show why you want to go in the other mode. Look, I can see. And then as soon as I see shit, like, it could even be like this. You know what I mean? I could see A main, I'm jump spotting. If I was in the other mode, I couldn't smoke. I see something, I immediately smoke. In general, you want to be in this mode because you want to be able to, like, you want to be able to see what's going on. Like, you want to be able to quickly go into here and then, like, quickly smoke in front of you and hear and see what's happening and make sure that you can, like, react quickly, you know? But they smoke far. Is there any reason to smoke far in the other mode? I mean, does it really matter? If you can smoke effectively far ranges, like, if you can smoke far ranges using this mode, it's generally a better habit to be in. How to switch mode? You press R. Might as well press R last second. No. If you're stood here, and you're in this mode, you can't hear, can you? You can't hear very well, right? Doesn't it, like, block your sound a little bit? Oh, you could switch to R last second if you want to. I don't think you really need to, though. Yeah, you'll see it mostly here. Like, this is the most common example. Like, you'll see, like, the jump spotters here. I can't do the jump spot very well. And then they'll see something and then they'll smoke, you know? Same probably here, to be honest with you. There's probably some like you want to be in this mode like sometimes to be able to hear them making noise, and then you could just like smoke or something. I can't tell you where they're toggling. I'm not that good at smokes. I'm not like a smoke micro person or anything. But yeah, that's the reason why. It's generally just better. Someone like Forsaken is so quick and flexible and like oh fuck. So like he's trying to use smokes quite quickly and dynamically. Okay, so far I think that BBL. Okay, wait. This should never have been a 2v4 in the first place. I think NRG had to win. There's 2 rounds so far that NRG have had to try and win. So this round and then the first gun round where BBL had 4 on a site and should have won. They had the macro advantage and then NRG still won. So fair play to NRG for winning those situations. But BBL were correct to say that they had the read. To be honest with you.
Trying to get ahead of it. Scuba, that's the swing. There's Lovers Rock ready for it. Louis, that is dirty stuff. Gets it to half and out on Kiko.
For NRG, just miscoms on miscoms, it felt like. Fast play, believe how much that crumbled for NRG.
This time not though. I want to see. I'd love to see Yoru just push here. He's only got an op though, so it's a bit weird. But I'd love to see this.
Just miscoms on miscoms, it felt like. Fast play towards the A side now. Leroy, he's gonna see all of it. Miscoms, it felt like. Fast play towards the A side now. Leroy, he's gonna see all of it. It's a disaster for NRG.
Now what do you have to work with? Pieces to be picked up, I'm sure. It's going to be a grim mosaic that NRG tried to construct. Kreven, here's the TP. Faked as it was, as NRG are no further than ramps.
Maximum pressure by playing
BBL. Ropes making those shots. Go next out.
You're seeing with the sides of the map.
Maybe not expecting Mara to be there so early, but it's the customary sort of fake TP and B main setup.
Oh god, he's dead. It's a big mistake from Leroy. I like the Omen ult here. Oh, it's been spotted. Oh.
I heard that was against the law.
Be recovered by NRG now. BBL just
try and find out their food.
Be there something with Veto.
Cross it up in B. Rock does have a rifle though.
What's Rose doing? It's just silly random. It's just a Mickey Mouse round. It's just a Looney Tunes round, I mean.
That can't be the first round. I start running to B. You're a little slower than I am. I'll grab the spike. I'll meet up with you later.
That seems so hasty for Lovers Rock to emerge from the trip like that.
Thinks he could maybe, I don't know.
Would you fight Sliggy 1v1 UFC style? Sliggy has like both height and weight advantage on me. It just isn't fair. With that being said, I'd knock the old man out clean. Yeah, it would be a bit unfair. It would be a little bit unfair.
Lorak just has one gun on the buy menu. Judge. No rifle, nothing else. The judge.
You can play yourself into B main in a multitude of different ways.
What an annoying setup though for BBL to just judge.
I think Sliggy is probably... Wasn't he more buff now than he was back then though? I remember at GCC him being... I think GCC he was way buffer than he was when he was
trying to test every other possible avenue before they
coaching,
one of those two.
I think.
Looks like they're getting to heaven from mid. That's where they got that control.
You increase the VOD volume by 10%.
Marta is actually going to go deep yet again. Going to play close up down those stairs, and he's gotten two.
Bro, he keeps coming on saying no gym time. It's because it's only in this like the past year and a half. Like pre GCC, he probably wasn't like GCC 2024 was it? He wasn't fucking streaming every single hour of every single day.
Once again, it plays beautifully, and this time Marta was on his own there. It doesn't matter. Enough rope given to BBL for them to hang themselves with. And Kreven is in a 1v5. These are important rounds for NRG to find at the end of this first half.
Right.
Rope given to BBL for them to hang themselves.
Your bicep curl is more than him? I think if Sliggy talked about that on stream, it's because I stand when I bicep curl and Sliggy doesn't cheat. Sliggy does seated bicep curls. Like an old man. But like I definitely couldn't do more bicep curl than Sliggy if I was sat down.
From mid. That's where they got that control.
I'd be very surprised. My bicep curl's not bad though.
That's where they got that control. Marta is actually going to go deep yet again. Going to play close up down those stairs, and he's gotten two.
Okie dokie. That's a hell of a
Once
round.
again, it plays beautifully, and this time Marta was on his own there. It doesn't matter.
Okay. So a couple of rounds that I really truly believe that BBL should have won. I think this half should have been about a 9-3. Machine equipment is better for everything. That's not what, that wasn't the discussion, and you're wrong.
It felt like BBL were in that situation, micro area of.
What about a 1v1 plus a 20cm bamboo stick for me? 20cm bamboo stick. I do think that like if I was to have a weapon, for whatever reason, a bamboo stick might be the kind of thing that I'd be good with. Like there's probably some natural like, I don't know, short man buff I get. I think under a certain height, a bamboo stick sounds like a good idea. 20 centimeters is too small though. I think 20 centimeters is plenty. 20 centimeters is a lot, man. I don't know what you're talking about. Okay. Fast B.
Fast lane though to play BBL into towards the A side of the map. Kiko respect.
They've ran through a Vice Thorns and then TP'd into nothing. So Narok is this because he ran through a Thorns for no reason, and then Loita's dead because he TP'd for no reason. So TP started happening now when this crunch was happening. That's a good idea. But TPing there was stupid. So a few questionable decisions from BBL, and they still managed to clean it up with a nice little crunch wrap through on the right side.
They just want to fight. Brock is in up top, but he can't connect the shots just yet.
A lot of low health players, but Brock has got so much on his plate. I'm not sure if he brought his appetite for this one.
So I think Neon is broken. I think that a select few player, like she is slightly too strong. And a select few players make her seem like the best agent of all time. Some of the duelists are slightly too strong. Energy time so off. Scuba's topside heaven before the flash is ready. He's not even thinking about Sky Flash. There is a Discord. There is a bit of lack of coordination here. If I'm this player, I'm running out right now because I see two players stacked up. But then he waits. He waits for this contact, which is good. He should be dropping now. That makes sense. Like, you see two players here, you drop. But Ethan's actually making a play by himself of going back in and flashing out. If anything, Ethan makes the mistake here, not Scuba, in my opinion. Albeit, it's always better to be on the same page than it is to have the best plan. And so whatever happened there, they just weren't on the same page. If I'm Scuba, I'm dropping though. Isn't NRG comp really weak against a Cypher? Who plays Cypher on this map though? And why would you play Cypher on this map is basically the question.
This is so winnable for Brock.
A couple stray shots here and there. He's getting nothing from BBL. We'll look at the push up here from Kreven inside the box.
Sakuses. I'm struggling to learn micro VOD since I'm watching with full info. Everything seems so obvious. Don't know how to analyze the decision-making process. Any tips? I don't really know what you mean. If it's really obvious with full info, then it should be obvious to like implement to some degree. I don't really know. If you're saying it's obvious, then I think you're just saying that, like, I think you probably don't understand. I don't know. I don't know what you mean, to be honest. I don't really know what you mean. If it's like obvious because you're like, oh, they're going 5A, of course I should rotate. That's not really obviously what, you know what I mean? It's not.
They just overwhelm these anchors.
Yeah, I don't know. I will think about this deeper, and maybe there's a video one day that's like how to make decisions in Valorant.
Series.
Once again, same play. Kiko going to be pressured on the side. This time he tucks. Doesn't look for a cross.
Again, NRG, they're here fast. They have 4 players on this site.
His classics have to go to work with BBL and just not going to let them find their...
9-5.
Free those heavy armors. Push up to the barrier on this ramp direction. Might be an early thrust here from NRG, but they're all caught in paranoia. And Kraven finds his early. The Rock still wants to go for it. And the judge sings out. He'll take the trade. BBL favor now as Scuba's looking for a timing here up mid. It's only the clone that's there to see.
I might get a free one on Loida though. It's proactivity from Scuba.
Oh, you're
timing unless...
He'll know, he'll know. Scuba knows he can get this one. Waits for the last possible second. But again, it's still a player advantage for BBL. Scuba on ramp, cut down, and it's on Kiko.
This is such a snowball. This game should be... I think BBL should have won this game.
The turnaround is unbelievable. Curse playing their style, playing their way of Valorant.
Being permitted to play their way.
So yes, it's with the meta agents, but they have their own approach, their own flavor to running this. You're running the Neon, and it's just working so well. Can Bonko find an answer for NRG out of this timeout?
So they're just like low buy. So like a common low buy idea for the attack to anti-eco is to use the ramp. You slowly suffocate out the ramp, and then you slowly go for A. I like the fact that they're doing like a 1-1-3 version of it. It means that they have full info on the rest of the map. If there feels like there's a lot of pressure here, they can still like go back and be split. I'm worried that we're setting this up to be like a fake or something though.
A pretty meager buy with just the stingers though.
Yeah, little offensive pops here from this defense side is what they're gonna have
Loiter, man.
to go for. Some fancy footback there by Marta. Twinkle toes.
Yeah, and then he like Larocque. I like the fact that Larocque gets proactive here, but now he's going to die.
He's solo trying to sell something here. How long is he going to get away with this?
He's hoping for a push on the corner. And when is he going to get some help?
Okay, he's fine. No, he's not. Running in B, like it doesn't. It's not really necessary. He could just keep this space here. I don't hate it. I don't love it. It's just you have so much weapon advantage. You're still gonna win a 4v5.
Does he even need the help? How is he not push on the corner? And when is he gonna get some help? Does he even need the help? How is he not gone down?
And then they kind of.
When is he gonna get
We got Rose now running in solo to help.
some help? Does he even need?
And he just dies. Like if they just go together, they win the round. This is the first time I'm seeing the VOD.
Comes in around the corner though, and this thrifty round for NRG. An insane round for
Thrifty
basically playing gun game
to win.
if their head is above water yet.
Larocque's trying to do weapon on the buy menu. He has the rifle.
Okay,
this will rush over into A. Mata needs to back up. That's a bit too much pressure. Okay, the judge ain't doing that. Judge isn't doing that, bro.
Apropos of nothing, it's Ethan down through the smoke. Kiko, though, has been very dependable on this B side of the map, bro.
Man, if I saw that, I'd fucking lose my shit.
Too much pressure.
5v4, Loiter's peeking.
Judge isn't doing that, bro.
Kind of annoyed, man.
Of nothing, it's Ethan down through the smoke. Kiko, though, has been very dependable on this B side of the map.
I want this team to win, man.
A lot of time, and Derry just takes that kill in B main.
What are we doing?
Dependable on this B side of the map. Right anchor, a lot of time, and Derry just takes that kill in B.
What are you doing? Like we have full A heaven control. We're making solo plays on the map. A 5v4.
And actually looking a little comfortable here, or at least easing into this defense side now. Nice.
And then this poor guy who's won us the round is now getting fucking crunched on.
Right in from Marta. The Rock has his ankles broken now. It's up to Lovers Rock and Rose. He might need to find
Nerves, maybe. You're telling me it's nerves that they're taking solo fights? No, this ain't nerves. You don't nervously take a one-on-one duel.
B is their solution.
This round in the last BBL had felt really scrambled. Things not being coordinated between players, going down isolated. NRG finding nice moments.
If anything, they need more nerves.
Like we just saw there with LaRock.
It's fucking dumb, that's what it is.
Close things out as the clone goes forward.
Sees the gun barrel. Lovers Rock handled now.
Lloyd Elton.
Now we're playing the game, bro. BBL just didn't play the game.
BBL. Don't think it's this thing. The creative ult rounds that they use throughout. Kick off to catch teams out, get 3-round wins.
Okay, low buy. Don't really care that much.
It's out the YouTube.
Gets NRG. Especially if they want to funnel B.
Faster from LaRock, getting up towards a ramp.
It's a bit mid.
Yeah, instant broken, but does know that no one is too close up. So BBL fight and take some early space over towards A, and now the entire team is rotating over here. They just want to go for this straight up exit. They have to deal with Brock and some delay utility and that choke.
Exactly. That Razorvine could be big, but Lovers Rock, of course, can circumvent all of it. There is
in that choke.
It's nice by
That
Ethan.
Razorvine could be big, but Lovers Rock, of course, can circumvent all of it. There is
Was the smoke even there though?
Exactly. That Razorvine could be big, but Lovers Rock, of course, can
I felt like he's gone before the smoke.
circumvent all of it. There is LaRock falling. No,
You can't headshot someone there.
Checks that Razorvine spot, and then what an angle to find Lovers Rock on.
Full execing through a Razorvine. I think you need to. I think the Euro ult should be this way. To be honest, because going through a Razorvine is probably not the best idea. Just you could just slightly circumvent the Razorvine there.
But certainly starting to emanate some confidence.
And then eco again.
5v4
5v4 though.
That is pretty outrageous.
Okay.
Brock trying to get back in here. I mean, there's a slight angle with the Molly not fully covering the choke.
No, he doesn't fancy it. There's a risk of being triple swap here in the end. As the side is certainly under BBL's control for now. The screen's present for Brock as he crosses back over.
We have Viper ult post.
A look at this flank from Scuba, but it's just being read by Loida. This timing could Scuba win this out. Oh, he can.
Okay.
Scuba had a chance, an opportunity. Here's the slide in from
This BBL, they don't have tactics or proper IGO, just good mechanics. That's not true. That ain't true, my friend.
At least forces the gate crash, but that's back to the site. Lovers Rock can just play as an anchor now in its retake.
And Loida doesn't have to do anything but live. He can just be a nuisance in the back line over towards A main.
Now NRG have to descend into the Viper's pit.
Ian Chikabiriani, what watching? How do you feel about that? Why are you asking me how I feel? I mean, I prefer it was chicken as a vegetarian, but sounds pretty good to me. I personally wouldn't watch myself with food. I'd probably watch a TV show.
That fight was so important on the flank as well. If Scuba wins that out, they gotta do.
Wyatt Lovers Rocks gets himself the scope.
I mean, after about the 1000th time of doing an A ramp open, you probably should expect a Punisher. Paneer biryani, yeah, or a vegetable biryani.
BBL love to run like a full exec play, everything behind aggression with LaRock there, and then they'll mix it up and just kind of send him solo and try and play off that, like a bit of conditioning, but NRG don't want to give up A right now.
They have an op as well. Why have they put an op? They put an op!
Just found himself in a 1v
with like a bit, they just
down
more heavily.
Yeah. I don't think the ult buy makes any sense. They're not done anything.
From lower. Paranoid comes in from B main. That's disruptive indeed. Kiko's taken out
Okay.
Lovers Rock spotted as he drops down.
Okay.
Okay.
And Rose just saw the barrel. Back towards stairs, makes a little bit of
But Ethan did the fucking big flank here, so it should be fine. Should be an easy round for NRG here.
Surely you don't fight yourself out of this one. No, Marta there from CT.
Yeah.
Down. And Rose can only get back on rafters. and have a bird's eye view of a situation that likely will spiral out of his control. 18 health. Mata plays close. Ethan with a dip.
Ethan took more than a
Forward into the back. It's gone again. Dropped away. Back to the rifle. And Brock now has the Odin to play with.
An interesting buy from BBL late into the timer. There was some swaps around with the guns.
Isn't most Indian food supposed to be vegetarian? Like, I don't think Indian food is usually meat.
It looks like a desire to get into this B site quickly.
Relay bolt here. Odin could be very powerful in this spot, but Brock's going to be flashed off the angle. Throws into heaven. Kiko, though, is there yet again. Great.
Most people in India aren't vegetarian. I'm not saying they are vegetarian. I'm saying a lot of Indian food often has vegetarian stuff.
Opener. Rose has to be huge here. He needs to find the undoing, but Scoop, though, is there yet again. Great opener. Rose has. Rosie.
What to do, but it's left him with 3 rifles, and it looks like a desire to get into this B site quickly.
Relay bolt here. Odin could be very powerful in this spot, but Brock's going to be flashed off the angle. Rose into heaven. Kiko, though, is there yet again. Great opener. Rose has to be huge here. He needs to find the undoing, but Scuba's watching for it.
Okay.
Great correction.
Vice or
23.
Smoke goes down towards Vent. From Odin, it's 1-3-1 for BBL. They want to press through that cloud. Flash, Prowler, Rock up quickly. They've got this space towards Mail. Still very early in the round. How do they want to work it? They've got control of B main as well.
High-low crossfire. Mata shows first, backs up. Haunt dealt with quickly enough, but they might have put the second weapon here in heaven.
The paranoia goes through. Rock not going to fight it too aggressively, though. Look at the map right now. NRG have 4 players towards B. BBL have really convinced them that that's where they're going to be headed.
Brock understands the assignment, though, Wyatt. Play post-plant with this Steel Garden.
And now look at this. Loida can teleport across, so they can have all 5 players on this execute. I love what BBL are doing so far. Brock, he has given up the site, retreated with the Odin. Can he get anything done with the spam? No, it doesn't look like it.
Nothing to see from that crossover. No way to light up BBL as they get into the site, but again, there is a Steel Garden in play. Here it comes. Tough to get out of this one. Kiko trading out for Loida. Now wants to get onto the site. Smokes off that main position, trying to force Lovers Rock off the angle, and he's taken down before the smoke blooms. Now onto the site.
Vice Alt retake. Too strong. Could BBL have done anything here? I think they're giving you no Steel Gardens up. I would be ready to like run away.
So far, Brock, he has given up the site.
We need to clear the site out first, though. That's the problem. Does Steel Garden get everything here?
No way to light up BBL.
I wouldn't be fucking around here. I'd be what some of these players need to get. 2 of these players should be ready already to like dodge ult.
There is a Steel Garden in play.
Oh, you can just dodge it here. Fine. But I would have had people here. And I'd be trying to re-wrap. Like, I don't know why we're trying to... Loiter's making a mistake, honestly. We have a slight open plant. We want heaven control. But Loiter dying means we lose full heaven control. He goes 1 for 1, but I think losing this is pretty big. And then Lovers Rock going for this instead of being up here, I think is a mistake. Just have 3 people stood on site like melons, man. It's too easy to get rid of this.
BBL now in an ultimate's not really a factor in this round unless Lovers Rock can find a kill, find an orb. BBL are back.
It's easy to follow logic on a VOD with a bird's eye view, but in a real match with limited information, my brain just freezes. I can't process everything in real time. I feel like the biggest hurdle for a beginner actually are translating that knowledge into split second decisions. You might be overthinking it. You might just be overthinking it. Your job is to simplify the game for your team. Oh, 1 second. 1 second. Yo, sorry, I had to run down the stairs. I don't know what the fuck I got. What did I get? Oh. It was someone's birthday present.
Into this 1-3-1. Can they take it to OT against
A friend was saying that they want to start trying perfumes more. So I bought some samples.
NRG happy to try and encircle them, maybe once again play
Oh,
themselves
fuck
together.
me, the stairs.
OT finds an orb.
Okay, right.
Into this 1-3-1. Can they take it to OT against the world champions?
Loiter's doing a good job of just taking B main every round. We have a lot of control over B main. We have full map control. Bar A main. 1 minute 20, we have full mid, and we have B main.
At least the trade.
We had B main, I don't know why Loiter left.
The gate crash was just sent back all the way towards market from Lover's Rock, so...
Dersky by Rose, what the fuck?
I'm sweating just watching his point of view. He's alone for now. And LaRock has...
We have full ramp now. Full B main, full mid.
Back. And it looks like Lover's Rock wants to maybe play proactively, maybe make some noise and teleport back to the others.
It's the same high-low setup here, it's dangerous. They both thrown out, but Lover's Rock finds success solo over on that A side of the map, and he's ready for Brock. He sees it.
Yeah, gets the drift with that kill, gets the info on Brock, and now BBL are on the way towards that A side. Gets the space in elbow, leaves a dimensional drift. The rest of BBL, they get past that wall, it gets tripped. It doesn't matter. This is going to be a 4-on-3 for the game.
Oh, through the smoke, Kreven. Doesn't know what him and Brock's far from done. This is exactly where he shines. Through the corners, the damage is gone. LaRock is riddled with bullets.
If Brock doesn't jump there, I think NRG win that round.
Second shot, the reaction time. How the heck, man, to be done? NRG should be moving through the upper bracket, and yet we're in OT. All right.
Yeah, we'll talk about Pansy about perfumes. They like just a little bit.
Oh my god.
So we have his little time.
Overall, what do you think BBL should be differently on attack since they're 10-5 up and can't close it out? Did they just get too predictable? I mean, the amount of rounds here that were decided by Loiter. Wait, what did happen? That's a good question. I feel like I had more problems with that. Is it possible to turn up the volume a little bit? How much, like, is it really that low? Do you really need to hear it? Like, I can't remember. Honestly, I can't remember. Split, attack. Lavos Rock bought the AWP sometimes. Generally speaking, BBL had a good opening. Oh, the main thing was they kept dying randomly for no reason. They would get positional advantages and then just threw. They threw a couple of rounds, like the round here where Loiter peaked, and then Kraven walked through here. When LaRock had opened up the round and it got a 5v4 here, was egregious. It's like shit like that. I think that was like the big thing.
As the players do to gather ourselves as we head into overtime. NRG is starting the attack side. Lover's Rock has that defense side off that gave NRG so many issues in the first half.
Full control.
And then they did play too fast into Vice Thorns, yeah. They ran through Thorns quite a lot. There was rounds in which like they could have Euro-voted this way instead of Euro-voting this way and just ran through Thorns.
Control of A, and BBL have even pressed up into B main. Extremely control.
Lovely from BBL.
On either side of the map, NRG working fully through mid, now fully through B heaven, following the trailblazer. There's Mata downstairs into the spawn. So now the BBL B side players have to be concerned about an additional lane that NRG could be pressing them from.
And so they've had to reposition, but they do have that B main control, so they can just flip the map on that side of things.
Big by Kraven.
knows also where Marta's going to be coming from. Marta thinks twice about
Why is Kraven trying to fight him though? He should just be backing off. There's no rush to get kills here. We have full B main control. We could just play back here, back here. We have a fade up fucking vents already. This should not be happening. Why?
Where Marta's going to be coming from. Marta thinks twice about fully committing.
Dodges. Okay, I mean he couldn't really get out in time, I guess. It's kind of fast. I've paused it a long time. It's kind of difficult for him to get out. I take back what I said. I think Loiter's done a good job of trying to get back here. Neon needs to help. Laroc's brought a fucking judge in OT, so he can't actually do anything with the B main control he's got. He can't help. So this should actually be someone here probably, because he can't fucking help him. Yeah. The judge buys fucked them up.
Rose will get the drop on Kiko though. A backstab pays off, and NRG still need to find a spike plant.
And LaRock is just still in B main with this judge. Has to find a moment to close the distance.
Just a bit of the head with the judge. Across
even really from BB.
It's becoming the signature for NRG on this map. And now they'll flip the defense. Rock in the open. Match made in heaven. 3 plays with the paranoia. And look how quickly BBL had to disperse. Marta though wants to get in there. Perhaps a slide over extension. Sees, catches Kiko, TP across. And the snake bite hits his spike.
He just doesn't know where to go. Felt like he was going to walk into a sightline.
This is recoverable though. Rosette down the smoke, but Loya moves forward, gets the spike to hand. They've still got to deal with Brock on these off angles, spamming through the wall, and now the Razorbind to slow BBL down.
BBL have enough time though. They don't need to overcommit right now. They get those thorns out.
Loves Brock daring Brock to swing that line. But he knows better. Brock slaps him down, that's the Odin out of the game.
He knows better.
Has to be as dependable
Immediate
as
death.
all game, if not more. Tucked just below Rafter.
Kiko used to love this position in fucking 2023. And I consistently saw him die like that, though.
Angles pick apart the tapestry the BBL are put together. And we're just going to show. Kreven tries to find a timing with it to trade.
Okay.
Pressure's
Do the same thing. This kind of pressure, this kind of crowd. And they went all the way to be crowned world champions last
Landline phone sign on the Big 26. It wasn't my landline. It was my intercom.
They have the answer. Do they have the stuff to quench this flame for BBL that is starting?
It's going to get more Lovers Rock, Opping, Glass, Out Split, be the most playing double and nukes.
A breather. And into heaven, all I afford to do.
Has felt like the longer this game map. I mean, even on that round on deep, with him to have an effort of closing out this game. Or
What do you think is the correct theory on the first 3 rounds of a half Econ? Do you agree with theories like Genji, Navi, or Old Hunch this? I think what fucking NRG are doing now, which is probably a slight variation on Navi stuff, is the strongest.
Over on this A site, on his lonesome. That teleport doesn't even get him all the way out. It gets him to elbow, by the way.
This is play up mid.
It's nice.
Okay. Ends up being traded out. Scuba, they're going to play close with the short.
That's not Vents crunch. Scuba just whiffs. Yeah, NRG just whiffed this round. They should have won this round.
He's coming into this round though to try to close out the game.
We had back-to-back timeouts before these last couple of rounds. Time to see the fruits of the labor from the coach's box.
Fast lane coming in towards B. Lorak is in fast as a fight in mid as well.
Okay, everything promised to BBL. And they will snatch it up happily. Marta slides in, but it's a little too late there, I'd suggest. Plant here over the B side of the map. Scuba has to play his way into mid, but he's marked up. Prowler reveals his presence, and Rose just walks away. He's done enough. He knows that Scuba is going to be up against the odds.
It's the 4v2.
That's the fight in the coach's box. All these last couple of rounds. Time to see the fruits of the labor from the coach's box.
Fast lane coming in towards B. Lorak is in fast as a fight in mid as well.
Okay, everything promised to BBL. And they will snatch it up happily. Marta slides in, but
The round that BBL won in the 4v2, I thought they should have won that round anyway. This round is like heartbreaking.
Here over the B side of the map. Scuba has to play his way into mid, but he's marked up. Prowler.
This is heartbreaking.
And Rose just walks away. He's done enough. He knows that Scuba is going to be up against the odds. The deck is stacked against NRG. Such the Brock is to try and work his way into B with an Odin. Good start. Lovers Rock out the game. Player advantage still there for BBL, and Brought needs to find.
Yeah. Loiter fucks up.
Lovers Rock out the game. Play his way into B with an Odin.
That's fine.
Start.
The reposition here. And then Loiter goes back here with his teammate here. It doesn't make any sense. They just got a giant line in which like Loiter's sharing half his body. Like no one's covering the smoke. Brock shouldn't be allowed to walk out the smoke for free. Was that smoke good? Yes, this smoke is good. If you fucking look at it.
No! How the taxed him on the corner twice in quick succession.
Just slowly through the smoke. Loiter turns at the exact.
I think that moment spoke entirely for itself. Let's run it back once more. Defense side up for Lovers Rock.
Rose out in mid, just caught and dealt with.
Inside up for
And
Lovers
Rose is in the middle.
Rose out in mid, just caught and dealt with straight away by Veto. Mike just on the crossback.
Bambi makes the shot. Goes NRG already where. Lovers Rock working on the A side of the map. Made his own. On the BBL defense side, round Kevin gets the shoulder peek and gets a lot of info. There's a twist on mass across the B side by NRG.
Smoke going down to B main now from BBL. NRG want to get
Smoke was so early. This smoke is early. This smoke should be going down quite soon.
Stun counter from Larock to keep them at bay, at least temporarily. More than temporarily. NRG, they just do not.
The smoke was so early because they have a recycle now.
And maybe for the best, because
I don't think he could get a second smoke. But...
away from this site, they've left Loiter on his
Oh,
own.
Loiter, man.
The timing's not quite there though for NRG. Loiter is going to be extended. A stay of execution as he gets back towards spawn.
Oh, they did it early because they got Viper Orb. Okay. If you see a fucking Viper Orb put here, please, like, please, for the love of God, if you play NRG, just presume that they're gonna go back to B. I've seen they do this on Pistol all the time. Ether Mega Mine this round. Is it really that? Is it really that good, or is it BBL just being absolute bots?
Apprehensive, and maybe for the best, because that apprehension is honestly distracting BBL away from this site. They've left Loiter on his own.
Yeah, a little bit out in the open.
You don't need to be like, given we have an AWP on A, I would rather stay B. We don't really need to, yeah.
The timing's not quite there though for NRG. Loiter is going to be extended. A stay of execution as he gets back towards spawn.
This call is really only possible because of the Viper Orb, the way they played it out. Stupid from BBL. It's not Loiter's fault. If I'm solo B there, I don't really want to hold. He wasted a smoke though. They don't have smoke left. It's not a Rose problem. Defensive manipulation and defensive rotations. Your IGL isn't going to be as impactful as on attack sides. People don't call defense sides like they do attack sides. That's not really how it works. Defense side isn't like an IGL sat there calling everything. If it, like, some teams might play a bit like that, but it's not. Like, it's more a team on defense. The IGL is the most likely to be vocal, but that doesn't mean that he's saying, let's stack A right now. Like, we don't know who's called for this A stack. Like, he could have deadcon the gamble stack, sure. But we don't know. I wouldn't presume so.
Here comes Brock, timing for Kiko doesn't quite pay out the way it was supposed to, but it's Ethan locking it down from the corner. Enough to Kreven on his own.
All the way to be able to win that the AWP game.
Collected up in mid.
Keep buying an AWP on attack side split.
To say that Lovers Rock is attempting a gambit would be an understatement. 27 and 19. Spectacular map for the Oru player. He's not getting anything out of NRG for free. He's going to buy some time, surely. The snake bite here. There's an encroachment in road room. There could be some shenanigans there. No, here's the activation. Scuba's going to give up the ground. Kiko getting ready, trying to stall out the B main push here, and it works. Inside the smoke, Scuba needs to find a timing, and it might be now. Yes, he emerges, and Lover's Rock is dealt with. Still has to be a spike play, but BBL have lost all of that heaven side control.
In the meantime,
My summary. Let's do a summary in a second.
Loida tries to stop the flash as it comes on in. Kiko boots on the ground, and here's the spray from the Odin. Loida left, black and there's a play towards down Kiko. Numbers even now.
Does actually bring it back to 2v2?
There's a play towards his left. He may not be alive.
Like, really? They won this round?
It's just way too far away. He can't help his teammates at all.
I mean, BBL didn't deserve to win this round. 4v2. And Loida saved them this round. I just presumed this was over. But Loida had a hell of a round.
This is the way things are done. I cannot believe it. Any player that is called upon to clutch up in the moment, they're just going to
Split attack side opening is generally a throw with a double Judas comp.
Where Mata is in so quickly. Loida forced away on account of that, as is Lover's Rock. Cross map. Teleport.
No defense side up though for Lover's Rock this time.
I don't think Lover's Rock has been able to do much with it.
Left back towards Ramen. NRG getting exploratory early, looking for a fight, a raw one. And off might have served Lover's Rock better there, but we'll never know.
I mean, defense side opening is pretty good though. I don't.
NRG are just getting exploratory early, looking for a fight, a raw one.
Very low false info. As NRG, they do want to end on this A side. Rose.
The Crag gives it away.
I mean, he won't be getting out. He just has to get kills.
One kill might be enough. It feels like one and done for Rose. And under pressure, he will.
Can't do that against the crowd, bro.
Smoke towards that heaven side now, and you can see LaRock tries to play himself into the side. He's going to get there. Awkward now. And the judge is a well-apportioned weapon for just such a situation. He gets away with that too. Spotted though by Scuba. Spray into elbow.
GG.
Deals with the neon. And here's Creven.
GG.
From up on high. Can only find the one for the time being.
GG.
Attack still. BBL stay.
Trying to find out what's on the other side of the horizon, folks. Straight up mid, BBL determined to use straight in numbers. Marta's tucked in Mail, and he'll follow them. What a timing! Creven dealt with, but now Marta's been revealed. Back in the mid he goes. Behind that relay bolt.
Just overwhelmed by the numbers, has to get away, but Kiko
Kiko.
Steps around the corner.
Kiko finds the spot eventually that works for him on that side.
Might take a little more than that. Marta re-emerges here over towards B main this time, and NRG know they've got a bit of time.
GG.
Beautifully. Looking for a free opportunity. BBL are going to group up and make the play through small, but guess who's waiting for it? They've stepped into a Brostagon.
Yeah, so the summary for me is Pearl. Pearl was a horrible defense from BBL. They mostly played a sub that made no sense. They played Cypher behind a Neon server trying to take a main aggressively with stars, and then played Yoru this side of the map, and then played which didn't make any sense to me. And then when they did switch, they sometimes just played like this, didn't they? Which also makes no sense. So the Pro was bad. Like the comments they made about like reading NRG, I would agree with on Split. Pro was just bad. They weren't very good at Pro. If they did have reads, they didn't answer them very well. Split, I think that they actually played the better defense side. They consistently had info on B main on defense. They consistently were like good here, and consistently had lines here. I think they could have won defensive Split like 9-3. They had 4 people on sites consistently where they were, where NRG were going, but lost on micro. Attack side, I think that they have to. I wasn't locked in fully, but like they had A main control a lot and had mid control a lot, which, and then they had the pressure of the Viper here, so I don't really know how they didn't convert. I think that the round in which they had a 5v4 up here, and then Loiter died, and then Kreven died was pretty big. And then the round in which there's rounds in which they were using Euro Ult on attack, and rounds where they just like ran through fucking vines for no reason. Yeah, so those were my takeaways from BBL. NRG's side, they're playing a pretty decent game. I still think that their kind of more passive defense style should get punished eventually, though. Doesn't feel like NRG are testing out the split theory still and haven't completed it. Bonk has been coaching split at a high level from 2022. Or 2023. Like, I don't think they're as Strong and Bonk have been around the game since 2020. I don't think they're figuring out split theory. Like, they've had 6 years. Do you think more teams would adopt double drone comps? Teams that cannot play double duelist should look to NRG for inspiration. But you should just be playing stuff that's easy for you. And I think it'll be hard for teams that aren't NRG to run double initiate comps because their coach probably isn't Bonka and Strong, and their IGL and team doesn't have the experience that NRG have. What's Leo typing? I like Leo flaming BBL a little bit. They kind of deserve a little bit of yeah. Why? Why are all the Gentlemates fans annoyed with me? Like, it's obvious bait, man. It's not. It's obvious bait. Like. Against a good team. Against a good pro team. I should put good pro team. That sounds like a flaming liquid. Fucking idiots, man. I'll be honest. Okay, this could get clip farmed, but the Gentlemates fans have been a little annoying for Santiago. They've been a little annoying. And I say this as someone who really likes watching Gentlemates play, but they've been a little bit annoying. Seeing them type to BBL constantly and like reply, like it's a little bit annoying. A little bit annoying. Like I enjoy the passion. I like the merch. I like the team. I like the players. The org seems cool. The management is good. The fans sometimes can be a little bit annoying. Okay, right. Like the easy thing for me to do right now is pretend that I love Gentlemates so much that like I just farm the fan base or something. Like that's what like a smart person would do in my position. But I'm a realist. I ain't here for that. Like I actually like everything about Gentlemates. outside of that. I do like their fans too, but some of them are a little bit annoying.
Championship.
Less toxic KC fans? Yeah, well, don't get me started with them either. Like, I don't want to see, like, the moment that BBL lost, the Gentlemates fans were just shitting on BBL, and I was like, I think BBL fans are the same though, to be fair. Like, I think any fan base that has more of a nationalistic pride ends up being a little bit overly like a bit too wild on Twitter. You know what I mean? Like you it's almost like, you remember what I was saying before about, can you cut the bad for the good? Like, can you cut out the bad thing without the good thing? Like, the good thing from those fan bases, they're so passionate, they get behind the teams, they're there no matter what. But then the bad is that, like, just that little bit of slight toxicity on social media is like, it's annoying. But I don't think you can cut that out of the good. Like, I think it just comes hand in hand. Dancing around the word toxic, I mean, I just used the word toxic, but annoying, I think, is a more appropriate word. It just annoys me sometimes.
Here again at a global stage.
Dusk was talking about this map.
Lower my expectations for this match. My expectations are to the floor. And I wasn't even going to watch this game. I'm only doing it because I don't know why I'm doing it, to be honest with you. What's the time? 3:30. We're going to skip through it fast.
It's where the bread has been buttered. It's where we've seen those really performances from these players, but already Kira.
Nice little start there.
The rip.
Happened, so SNG here. They will be
And botted it now. They get this good from Jogamo. G2.
What I liked that round was G2 pushing through CT here was a nice protocol.
Activated team effort like we saw against XLG again.
You're gonna watch me speedrun this, and you're not gonna like it.
Just large. Finds him.
Dog wants to go bit. Here's in pretty standard stuff in terms of how they like to set up their defensive protocols.
Why are we throwing this U2 through a Viper Orb Trunk? What does this do for us, bro?
Standard stuff in terms of how they like to set up their defensive
They have Viper Orbed. What does this orb do?
protocols on
It's
split.
putting pressure on middle, but for what
Deal there.
reason?
Gonna catch anything. Just some spam, counter spam coming through from Finger. But Trent being slow, cautious, waiting out this Trailblazer. Jogamo gonna.
I mean, given the pressure here, and now the full reclear here, this 3A looks pretty good. He would answer me saying that the pressure here is because we're going to go up here, but I don't think it makes sense still.
Dodge it.
I would never just throw a reveal through a Viper Orb for no reason.
Some space, but gonna be tapping the orb. Okay, we'll just get shit around here. Get himself back in towards the site proper.
AG look a little bit lost already. They've given up middle to a fade using a Predator and an eye. And then they're grouping up a ramp, and they see nothing, and then they're just running away. It's Sanquato moments. They don't know what's happening on the map. They've given up. They have no info here, no info here, and no info here. It's 1 minute into the round. It's 20 seconds into the round, sorry. G2 haven't even tried to do anything on the map, and they have full map control technically. They have implied full map control 20 seconds into the round.
Fastlane now going to be set up. Relay bolt going through, looking for the kill, but AU1 still able to stay alive, but Baby Bay pushes forward, finds that elimination. Fingers going to be taken down at the same time. Suddenly player advantage, the site not quite opened up though.
Kira has been shit on twice already. It's kind of funny. Like, he must feel shit already. Like, he's been owned here at the start of Pistol, and now he's been shit on, like, just, oh fuck, there's a guy on the corner. Like, I mean, like, kind of unlucky deaths, but just slightly inattentive.
Towards backside. On going to be cleared. The swing of the corner. Baby Bay able to spot him out. Turning around, watching for that flank. He's dragged into the grab well, overwhelmed and taken out. As there's the finisher, Baby Bay, another
Yeah, AG is passive maxing.
G2 get the bonus conversion.
Yeah, really clean stuff here from G2. This attacker side. He's at AG playing now. He's a little bit
Spots out too.
about the attacker side for AG. Another dash in, a spot there for Baby
Nice, that works like idea.
Gonna be a fast flood retake attempt here from AG to try to overwhelm, but Baby Bay continues to be sharp. Another kill found as Fengyr falls. He's lobbed in, no grab to be had. But Baby Bay just catches another one through the smoke. He's just walking on water right now.
Does this smoke's become more popular to throw? I don't think it's very good though.
AG.
You basically give the attack everything.
Dash in, a spot
Like this smoke makes more sense, I think, than this smoke.
there for Baby Bay.
Spots out too. Gonna be a fast flood.
Ultimately, you're giving the attack the option of like double swinging this and then just waiting the smoke out, or just like just protecting the plant anyway. I'm not really a big fan of this smoke.
Continues to be sharp. Another kill found as Fengyr falls. He's lobbed in, no grab to be had. But Baby Bay just catches another. On the
They just guys, you're looking get on this there.
call online.
It's like some mid consideration.
Fire propeller through. I mean, they do go through the orb. Okay, so like, given my criticisms about them using Util through orb, at least they go they go through the orb, which is in my opinion a little bit stupid. But in the context of like a fucking Waylay ult round, pretty good.
You won. But you see the glow of the head. You know where he's at. Jogamo just holds down M1 to find the kill.
Some mid consideration.
But towards there and looking to go. Leading call
As well. You're going to be the one drawing it. Use a boom bot to check early because here we go.
Dash in, Saturate going to be lobbed over, but Fengyr able to strike first. Jogamo going to be taken down. Solid opening kill found for AG.
Trying to push B Heaven to sell.
More noise going to be made. Heaven. East site where Shrimp still sat here. Backside concussed, not going to connect.
Just never got anything, man. They start at the round with something.
Fengyr's able to find another. Trent
I guess it's fine in the 5v4 to be like this, but
Convergent Pat's online, the rest of the ults.
they're playing like if you drew a Valo plant in 2020, it would be the same as this. It would look like this.
Give G2 a little bit of trouble.
Convergent Pat's online, the rest of the ults just a hair away. Baby Bay getting tagged up on that entry. Dives forward, but will find a relatively empty site. Like said, trying to get the spike into play could prove to be a little bit difficult.
And then there would be like they would be a top team in 2021 with this macro. Like, oh, we're gonna retake ramp. That's kind of like kind of smart.
Pit goes up, and Jogamo lurking here at ramp is able to find two. Fengyr dead, runs out of bullets, can't find a killer on his rip, but does find damage. Seekers aren't available, might have to be invested to try to suss out where this Viper's disappeared to, but he's still in the most stable position. Well, decent for AG, so certainly should try to play this one out. Can they find Leaf? There's smoke looming, Baby Bay.
We can't win this round.
Finds himself a second GRQ gets taken down. Will
Middle there. All 1 and 5 on the scoreboard right now.
Fake on A. Do they bite?
okay.
Never mind.
Yeah, just quickly pushing forward into that smoke, and Shrimp is there to greet him. Hello.
Nice.
However, able to get on top of Fengyr as the refract
Nice little fake from G2.
Let's find the Punisher 1-for-1. The duel with that spikes over to the team. Ball going to be sent up towards.
Don't like that fade out very much.
Monstrous, but he checks over towards.
This is kind of cool, but like there's no open plant, so Baby Bay's kind of not really lurking very well here.
Now coming through. They drop down, grab well.
Nice little grab well.
Dragging him towards two, but AU1 able to find a kill. Leaf going to be struck down by the judgment balance. Still here at backside, poking and prodding, finding a kill, looking for the follow.
Just a shot.
Trip now dead. The shorty drawn out. This is Kira there for a brief little moment, but it's going to be Baby Bay now. On high, just
Baby Bay stays up top instead of dropping. That's kind of crazy.
Or if you're something of this one here, Judge and a Singer in the buy, but that showstopper now online. The convergent pass still in the hands of Fengyr, has not committed in the hands of
that much. Fengyr dodged in with a judge though, so might not be giving.
It's been 8. We're in round 9. I have not seen AG do anything here, or anything here.
Up east.
towards that. Gonna be good. Get them. Will just back away. Pain Shell's just going to be locked in. One there to receive it.
They have twice looked here.
It's a bit of a disconnect here from G2.
Scroll back and watch the retake. Smart.
That's restraint. Doesn't want to overstay his welcome. Here's that strength being shown. That's what's forced away. And you want to reroute them over towards Ali. 3 players situated here. So Relay Bolt not going to be connecting onto Jogamo. GRQ able to find Balin. Trent though out onto the Raptors somehow. Unable to find that kill.
I know.
He was going to be good.
What am I watching?
Down to 24. Last one standing and won't be able to find a damn thing. AG. A relatively clean win. Commit in with that convergent pass to get themselves the second round.
I didn't see.
Aggressive AG holding to get off of this.
Over the top, Jogamo the jump peak. Spotting him out, will just back away. Pain Shell's just going to be locked in. One there to receive it, and immediately. It's a bit of a disconnect here from G2.
Shouldn't double drone counter the Gen G comp Haven comp? Double drone counter. When we were playing Loud in 2023, we did have a discussion about whether we should switch the breach to a Sky. We decided against it, but we thought that the idea would have been better. But like, we just didn't want to run non-comfort.
Finds its target. Fengyr now looking for the transfer and takes down both at vents.
I don't know. Is it a counter?
Just be able to have a free EB here. We'll be able to clean up the enemy omen, but it'd have to be an.
No, I think double Judas is fine against the Viper. Against the Gen G comp, I think double Judas comps are pretty good.
It's a bit of a journey. Love to.
Oh, he gave this smoke. That was not Valen smoke. It was, yeah. In 2023, Sky was broken. Yeah, but I'm just telling you what Sky was too strong. But it, like this idea that if you just played Sky in 2023, you'd win is like not like how it is in this meta. Like at all. Nobody ran Sky Haven, for instance, apart from Viper comps.
Maybe just hold on to this gun, to be honest. The money's actually getting a little bit weird for G2. So
and even then, it wasn't. I don't think it was super popular.
Aggressive AG wants to get off of this, but it's just a great hold at A ramp.
I'm just telling you that the archetype of like going for double drone versus that comp is what I was referring to.
This is solid.
Now without that previous damage, Jogamo almost certainly would have been able to survive.
Teo plus Fade would be interesting.
Off the back of that one, but we will have the time of a half.
And I think here you're maybe in this point.
My skin's blending in with my shirt. The problem is that my webcam, I think, makes it look even more ludicrous. Like in person, there's a pretty nice shade difference between my skin and my t-shirt. But unfortunately, I think because of the light, it just makes me look like
the timing here on this timeout. Don't let them get hot. Don't let them get streaky. Keep them in check so you can come out clean on this map win.
Very well could just be a timeout.
Topless VOD review is crazy. Maybe in the summer. Maybe when I've cut some weight. Gym. That'd have been quite. I'd be into the gym for quite a while at that point. Me and Sliggy changing what the Patreon meaning is all about.
Forward smoke set up here.
And they're out of the ult cycles now. So for G2, it's your turn to be in that ult cycle. Try to really capitalize on that.
Passive. 11 rounds of passive defense split. We are literally playing a double Judas comp.
Well, linger over towards mid from Baby Bay. There's the reveal onto Kira. Just quickly make his exit. Blast packing back across towards safe.
Fishing for responses. These are fast rotates from AG, man.
Looking to match G2, but they're going to pump the brakes once again. Have to suspect that they've drawn this attention, and Leaf will be able to confirm it, but with his life. A 1-for-1, both Vipers down. But now you've got them in this 2-2 split. The pack mentality of G2 could try to come out on top, but Val in around the corner, goes in the Astra form. They see the glow, and they get the kill. Kira able to collect that one, and now it's player advantage in the hands of AG. Quickly across their queue, maybe with a tiny little gap to play around. No. Blew across the entirety of that garage exit. Well, linger over towards mid from Baby. There's the reveal on Kira. Quickly make his exit, flash packing back across towards safety.
Fishing for responses. These are fast rotates from AG, man.
Looking to match G2, but they're going to pump the brakes once again. Have to suspect that they've drawn this attention, and Leaf will be. But now you've got them in this 2-2 split. The pack mentality of G2 could try to come out on top, but Val in around the corner, goes in the Astra form. They see the glow, and they get the kill. Kira able to collect that one, and now it's player advantage in the hands of AG. 3v4 for the post. Jogamo swinging the corner, but Fangir's just reading it like a book. And with that headshot, the dash across, trying to scout for information. It's back across the safety now. Trailblazer lead the way forward.
Is this even worth watching? I'm not even interested. I'm gonna. I'm not really interested. I can feel I'm not interested. I'm not gonna do a good WOD review. Like, let's wait for G2 to play against a better team. I'm done with shitting on China. Like, I thought that they would actually be better than this in terms of like being able to shoot their gun back, but they got too many issues. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna call it. I'm hungry. I'd rather just eat. Today it's gonna be a fucking tough game for BBL. It's a bit sad that BBL gets such a tough matchup. Yeah. Yeah. Right, anyway, who should I raid? China's not behind the meta. They're behind playing good Valorant, though. Do you think Zeta could beat China teams? Yes. Maybe not like... Maybe they wouldn't like consistently beat the top 3, but they would give them a good run, at the very least. Zeta have better macro than the Chinese teams, in my opinion. XRG, maybe not, but... Who should I raid? I don't think Fury are favorites against BBL, but I think that it's a rough matchup. It's a bit rough getting NRG and then fucking Furia. Like, that's gonna be, you know, it's not easy. Patty fan is playing. Should I go for the old school Patty fan? I do then unfortunately get in a conversation though, and I need to go eat immediately. Trubun streaming. Should I just run Red Trubun? Trubun or comeback? Yeah, right. I'll see you guys in a bit. Red Trubun. Eat on stream? Bruh, no. I'm not. I like to relax when I eat. Catch you guys in a bit.